What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Goo in the North. Today, we are going to be doing a listener mailbag. Miller's back, so I remembered how to do the real intro for the show. So, glad that I got it out of my system this time. I forgot last week. I have to say it twice. Welcome back to Goo in the North. There we go. We were caught up. But we are doing a listener mailbag. Got a bunch of questions from you guys via Twitter. We're going to answer all your questions, yap about some other ball, and then get out of here. But before we do all that, gentlemen, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling great. This is our first episode post Goonathon.
It is the first post Goonathon episode.
It's still not called that. I really want this to stop.
Maybe you don't think it is.
Yeah, but real ball knowers
We've
know.
collectively agreed.
No, you two morons agreed, and I just
No,
don't care what you think.
We weren't even the ones who started this.
I was gonna say.
I know. See, I'm just not gonna bully Sam. So I'm gonna bully you two.
Though.
You two deserve it.
Anyway.
Sam doesn't deserve that.
Wow.
Yeah, it feels weird not having like a live chat. I mean, I got kind of used to 4 episodes. I think we recorded.
I woke up and sat down at my desk, and like my computer wasn't on, and I was very confused. I was like, "Oh fuck! Oh no, something happened!" And then I'm like, "Oh right, it's okay."
You gotta change the board behind you, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm changing it to is the issue.
Goon.
No.
Oh.
You should make it a days since last Fent board, and where you mark how long it's been since you've done Fent.
Well, so it'll just. I don't have that many numbers to keep the board going up that high, because I have never and will never.
No, but you could. I'm saying you would start the countdown whenever you start the board. You know?
Right, but I'm just saying I don't think I have enough numbers to keep it going for that long.
You just keep it at day 29. You've gone at least 29 days without doing Fent, as far as we know.
Yeah,
this is true.
If anyone asks, you're in a perpetual state of being 29 days beyond doing your last Fent.
Well, have you ever heard the last Thursday theory?
No.
The theory that, like, no, but it's this theory that the universe, the world, and all of your memories, everything was created last Thursday, and there's no real way to prove that that's not true. It's stupid, but it's a thing that exists. There are people who believe it.
I saw a theory recently that the world ended in 2012 and we've been living in some sort of like simulation for the last 13 years.
We've probably just always been in a simulation, if we're honest.
Oh.
Nothing is real.
Yeah, man. I keep
you
catching.
would say that. Average Wyoming resident.
Hey, man.
Sorry, Jake.
I keep catching the Truman Show-esque cameraman in my life, so I think it's probably over for me.
Dude,
Keep
I
bumping into him.
had a complete, like, you know, I love science and I love like astrophysics and stuff just in general. But like last night, for whatever reason, I was just like laying down, getting ready to sleep, and I had like a full-on breakdown thinking about like the universe as a whole. Just like, you ever just think about how we're just on a floating rock in the middle of nothingness and it makes no sense whatsoever? And then it's like, well, no, it makes sense because of this, this, and this. And then I'm like, wait, but none of that actually makes sense. It's all stupid.
You ever think about that you had a 1 in 50 chance of living in Wyoming and you ended up in Wyoming?
Well, it's actually way lower than that. Chance of everything.
I guess
way
in the United States. Yeah, I was gonna say you had a 1 in like however many.
Even being born are way lower. Like, what are the odds?
Speaking of the universe, it is confirmed that an asteroid is going to hit the Earth in 2032. So be prepared
there's like a
for
2% chance.
Your demise.
Man. And we also just know how to move asteroids. We've already done this.
Like, let's just move the Earth.
No.
True.
For so many reasons,
get a bunch of spaceships and push.
For so many reasons, no.
What if we just took
use your brain for good?
And pushed it somewhere else.
If we push it out of the way of the asteroid will hit like the sun or something, and that'll be fine.
And then it'll like sizzle out and die. The asteroid.
Right. Asteroids got nothing on the sun.
True. Checkmate, liberals.
Bang.
Take that, global.
But it's sad to think that we might only have 7 years left on this planet before an asteroid hits us. It's by then.
Caleb's gonna win 4 rings in those 7 years.
It's not even a big enough asteroid to care.
By then
It's just
it'll
not.
probably be time. By then, all of our teams will probably be like 0-17, and we'll all be ready. Like,
Dude,
it's
I
just,
hate this the conversation about this asteroid, not with you guys, but just in general, because all of the headlines are like, Earth destroying. It's like, man, it might destroy a city if it hits it, but it's not gonna. It's gonna hit the middle of the ocean. There might be some light flooding. Cool, dude. Like, nothing's gonna happen. Unless you are directly under the asteroid, you're probably chilling. I think people forget just how much.
Run the north under the asteroid.
Yes, deal. I think I
our
could just
final
catch it.
our final
I think I
podcast
just catch
episode ends with us getting crushed.
Just ends with me
No,
just jumping up and
I
trying
was
to
gonna
catch
say,
the asteroid and just fucking
it
fly.
ends. It ends with me and you, Jake, like leaving on a boat, and Geek being like, "Don't worry, guys, I got it."
I got it.
Yeah, it actually ends with Run the North being a 2-man show.
Imagine I just catch it though.
That's not how it
Alright.
works.
It could. Won't know until I try.
Yeah, knowing you, you'd probably try and kick it, dude. High school
True,
kicker over
former high
here.
school kicker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me just boot this thing back into outer space, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
before we talk about the mailbag,
Jake, how are you doing since we never got there? My God, Miller, you're rude.
oh,
I'm sorry, we were talking about your fucking fantasy of catching
True.
asteroids, you fucking gooner.
we were. It's all your fault. Days since last goon, 0.
That's not what-
Anyway.
True.
I don't feel like you guys know what that word means.
Oh, I do, and I'm telling the truth. And anyway,
We
I'm
get
doing
it, bro.
good.
You were jaking it 5 minutes ago.
I'm doing, yeah. Geek being a little late gave me some extra time. Anyway, I'm doing good.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, but before we talk about the mailbag, we'll talk about what Miller would label as fake sports prior to doing the mailbag. We have a developing story in the NHL. The best record in hockey, Winnipeg Jets are losing to none other than the San Jose Sharks after 2 periods. So we might be back. Also, this is like a nationalism thing, not as much a hockey thing, but the U.S. lost to Canada in the finals. They reclaimed their sport.
Fake sport. Fake
So
sport.
that
Deserved after what Team USA said before that game.
What did
yeah, I
they
mean-
do? What did they do?
well, the first game they had 3 fights in the first 3 minutes because the U.S. just agreed in the locker room that they were just going to beat the shit out of all the Canadians at the start of the game
Base.
to establish
I
physicality.
fucking love that.
To
That's
establish
awesome.
physicality, and then the second game they were just talking shit because they'd already beaten them.
They were talking
Because it was
shit
like a
and
round
then
robin
like
tournament.
specifically said that they were gonna win it for Trump, and then
Oh
lost.
yeah, fuck
so
them.
tough.
Yeah, those guys aren't Americans anymore. Send them to Guantanamo.
I mean, they did get
Um,
beat by Canada, so I mean,
That might be worse than going to Guantanamo. Actually.
Okay, well, also Canada is the best hockey team in the world. That's not like a debate. So, like, what do you mean they got beat by Canada, dude? They're
Yeah,
the
but it's
best hockey
Canada.
team in the world.
I was gonna say I don't give a fuck what we're talking about. If you get beat by Canada in anything, you don't come home.
well, I don't know.
Stay.
Canada, like, I don't know. It's like, I'm not gonna finish the joke. We're just gonna keep.
Here's the real question though: if we assembled a 5v5 team for the Jerkmate qualifying round finals,
What?
who would win between the
we
US
would
and Canada?
absolutely smoke them in a jerkmate qualification finals.
What?
Exactly.
Are
If
we
we put
talk-
together our if we
Bro
if
doesn't
the
know
US
about
put
jerkmate
together
I
rags.
don't
if the
exist on the
US
internet enough
if
for
the
this.
U.S. put together our top 5 gooners and we put them against Canada's
We'd
top
wipe
5
any
gooners
country.
and
Wipe any
in
country. dude.
the ultimate jerkmate contest for the fate of the universe,
We gotta.
we're in. We're in.
Jake, are you on that team?
I think if I got the call, I would step up for sure. I don't know if I would
Are we
get the call. I
sending
don't know
Jay
who's in charge.
Schlatt?
If the government lets us pick the team, I think we send me for sure.
Sure.
And but yeah, but we would totally Canada's got nothing on us when it comes to jerking.
So who's
So-
really winning?
Yeah, so who's really winning?
Y'all got
The goo-
hockey, we got gooning.
We got Goonin.
What the
So
fuck?
who's got an argument there? Anyway, the NBA. We haven't talked about this on the podcast, but I know Miller's probably not happy about it. The Spurs are cooked. Wembanyama's out for the season.
Isn't that
probably
like?
not making the play in
Hold on.
even.
Isn't that a good thing
Cooper
though?
Flag,
They weren't
dude.
gonna win
Well,
anything,
Cooper
and now they
Flag.
get Cooper Flag.
Cooper
so.
Flag could be a Spur, and it would be the worst thing to
mean,
ever happen because they would.
It's good assuming Wemby's going to be like okay, because blood clots are scary.
True.
True.
I
think
didn't
he'll
know
be
that's what
okay.
it was. I thought he
From
just
what
like
I'm-
got
Yeah,
hurt.
he's got blood clots.
It's a real bad blood clot in his shoulder.
Yeah, if he ends up being good, then like yeah, this is a big win for the Spurs. Honestly, like I know I'm not like a big basketball head, but I think like logistically it would make sense to me to maybe not shut down, but at least reduce the minutes of like De'Aaron Fox for the rest of the year and let Steph Castle take over and see what he can't do for the rest of the year with some of the other young guys. And let Fox like not run the risk of getting hurt.
Time
'Cause
to
the year is over.
time to tank for Flag.
Yeah. Because like I think as of right now, the Spurs have the top 2 odds for the #1 pick between
Something like
us
that, yeah.
and the Hawks.
I think you'll be top 3 because I think the top 3 all share the same odds.
Gotcha. Either way,
Yeah.
the way it was listed on Tankathon, it was 1 and 2. I don't know what the odds numbers are anymore.
No,
'cause I know
but
that
the thing is, Spurs have the Hawks pick, so they could pick
Yeah.
1 and 2 in all.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
all. Yeah. It could be the most. They could get the top 2. I don't want to think about that.
You know,
but
I don't want to jinx anything, but once upon a time, this happened to a Spurs team, and we all know what happened after that, don't we?
Whatever. My first sim of Tankathon for the lottery odds put the Raptors at #1 overall. So
Oh, I'm sure it
happy
was
with
your
that.
first. I'm sure it was your first.
It was. They actually have as high of a chance as the Spurs do.
Really?
Actually, more.
Also, the Raptors suck then.
They're way worse, dude. Yeah, they won't be. I mean, they're not going to be that bad in the future. But between their Hawks pick and their real pick, the Spurs have a 5% total chance of getting the first overall pick. Raptors have 10.
Crazy.
So, yeah. Anyway, that's the NBA. MLB. The only big thing that happened was the Yankees are letting their players have beards now. So that's cool. They amended their facial hair policy. No, they were only allowed to have mustaches. They had to be clean shaven.
Yeah.
Other than a mustache.
And the fine
their
was
hair
like
couldn't be
huge.
longer than a certain length.
Literally
They stay-
1984.
They haven't amended the hair thing yet. Their
Yeah.
hair can't be past a certain length.
That
But they
was
can have
Literally 1984.
They can have quote well groomed beards now.
Because that was a
that's the
thing
new
like
rule.
2 years ago. Because the Yankees tried to trade for Charlie Blackmon, but like it got canned because Charlie was like, "I'm not cutting my hair or shaving my beard," and the Yankees backed out. They're like, "All right, never mind."
You want to know what scares me? They did this amidst the Vladdy news, and Vladdy has a well-groomed beard. So my theory is they were like, hey, if we want to be a more attractive destination for Vladdy, we should make sure he can
See, but
keep
they're
his
gonna have to
beard."
fix the hair thing in case Vladdy decides to regrow out his dreads.
Yeah, I guess that's true. He hasn't had long hair in a while, though. I would be surprised if he went back to that.
I think I think he should go back.
I have a
If he says
very
it's Jays,
serious
absolutely.
question.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys know I don't know jack shit about baseball.
Yeah.
And I know there is one famous individual that this would apply to, kind of, and you'll see what I mean by that in a second. But like in recent memories, in like the last 5-10 years, have the Yankees employed any black baseball players? Because I know
Yes,
Derek
Chisholm.
Jeter was half.
I was gonna say yes.
As Chisholm. They just traded for
Okay.
Yeah,
a
they
black
just
guy.
traded for Jazz.
I was
Aaron
just
Judge
asking-
isn't white.
I didn't know
sure.
he played for them.
Aaron Judge is okay. Well, he's like their most famous player, so you're.
I
you're
know
right.
who he is, but I
Juan
didn't know he
Soto
played for the
was there
Yankees.
last year.
Juan Soto was there, and he's not.
Yeah, it's
He's like,
just their rules
where
are
is he
just
from?
really goofy and always have been. Because
Right.
it's never been okay. It probably was like that at
Juan
one
Soto's
point,
Dominican.
but like it's more of a, I don't know. Okay, Miller, do me a favor and just Google Charlie Blackmon real quick.
Okay.
And you'll see what they were trying to avoid their players looking like.
Me.
Kinda, yeah.
They didn't want their players to look like me.
Dude, Charlie's beard was fucking
his beard,
massive
yeah.
and the long mullet.
I was just asking because, like, I don't want to say that the Yankees are racist, but obviously that area of the country has a certain way about them. And hearing that they have rules about how you groom yourself, that
Also,
just feels like restrictive to the point where I feel like it wouldn't be a stretch for them to start making up rules that maybe
it's the
target
weird
certain hairstyles.
Yeah, it's the weird thing about the Yankees, though. That's why they're one of the, like, I think it's what them and the Red Sox are the only teams that have jerseys that don't have the player's last name on them. Actually, no, the Red Sox changed that. It's only the Yankees. They don't have player names.
Weird.
The uniform rules for the Yankees are, like, insane because I don't know. I hate them.
Also,
Yeah.
Miller,
So,
And that's why I never go to the Yankees on MLB The Show. I go anywhere else.
The way you're describing the Yankees, it really makes them seem like a certain gentleman from Germany in the 1940s would have been a fan.
Probably.
No, but Miller, here's the thing. When it comes to baseball, there's just not a lot of black dudes in general.
I
There is
know
now.
that. Like,
It's like six.
Yeah. But
Is
baseball's
so, like,
gotten to the point, though, where there's just so much money that now you choose it, even if you're, like, better at another sport most of the time, just because, like Kyler Murray, yeah, you make a lot as a starting quarterback. He would have tripled it if he played baseball. That's it. Like, if
I don't know if he was good enough though.
he was the first overall
Make
draft
that much
pick.
money in baseball.
He was the first overall
That
pick.
means nothing in baseball.
Sure, but I think he was
spent a bunch
absolutely
of time in the
good
minors,
enough.
and some top 10 picks don't even make it to the league ever.
That's
so
true.
that doesn't mean jack.
that's insane.
Oh yeah, dude. Baseball's what?
Yeah, dude. so
Baseball's the
there are,
coolest
like,
sport for that, because there are just guys who
the
will just
first
join
overall
a
pick-
team, like sometimes.
The
And
first overall pick in this upcoming draft, or the one that'll happen this season, probably won't see the field until 2027, maybe
at
2028
earliest,
in the MLB.
yeah, he'll play in the minor
When
leagues
was-
for that long.
What was
because
that
they
dude?
have like
Ooh, here's a good one. Go ahead. Sorry.
ski.
I was gonna
like,
ask-
people like Paul Skeens are like an exception.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So,
say,
like,
when was
so,
he
like,
drafted? I couldn't think of his name. I was gonna say the
This
pitcher
past
from
year.
the Pirates. Right, what
He's like,
pick?
I don't know what he was. He was top 10. He's a special
Okay.
case because he's like a generation.
Yeah.
Right, I was gonna say, I know he's like a big deal.
So here's one. Zach Veen has been the Rockies' top prospect for 5
Okay.
years now. He was drafted
I've
in
never
2020.
seen
He has never
at
played on a
bat.
major league field. Not one time.
That's insane.
And the Rockies are terrible.
Yeah.
And he still can't crack their major league roster. That's how.
Now,
that's how.
Part of that
cutthroat-
is the Rockies are just stupid because he absolutely
Well,
should have
yes.
cracked a roster. But
Yeah,
like, this
teams
is a
also
thing
have
all
to
over
be
the
smart
league.
enough to know when to start a player or to call
Which
a player off.
some teams do really poorly. Like, look at Jackson Holiday with the Orioles last year.
I was
Yes,
just
he
about
was
to say
sick
Jackson Holiday.
in spring training
Yeah.
and in the minors, but then he got to the majors and he just was not ready yet. There is
No, I mean,
such a jump even from AAA to MLB.
But also,
It's
like,
insane.
you can never say an MLB player sucks when they're like under the age of 30.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because then they'll go to the minors like at age 28 and then come back and like be in MVP talks.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. Maybe
Wild.
Baseball's so weird.
that's probably just because the MLB's development system is actually the best in all of sports because of the way that they do their farm systems.
Yeah.
And the way that they like people can actually prepare themselves for the league as
Because
opposed to
you
getting
get
thrown
to
in.
slowly step up. It's not just
As opposed
immediately
to like
the best in the world. It's
like
Bill.
Caleb Williams, like first overall, like you're starting on day one. Like it's like
yeah.
you gotta be the guy on day one. But
Huh.
yeah,
Zach
I
Veen's
believe
probably
that's all
going to
the-
crack the roster this year, so that's
hopefully,
something.
Yeah.
He's having a
but
really
yeah.
good first 2 games of spring training.
Miller, did you want to do quick ball or did you want to wait till mid mailbag for that?
Figure
I didn't
we
wanna
wait a
start-
little bit.
Okay, sweet. All right,
But
well,
I
in that
just
case,
want to reiterate real quick. My question about the Yankees, in my mind, I was thinking about like, remember how up until maybe 8 years ago, there were still NFL teams that never had a black quarterback?
I think there still might be.
there still definitely are.
Like starting quarterback. Are there really still? I thought Geno.
I think
starting
Geno
for the
actually
Giants is,
might
like the
have.
last one. Or not for the Giants, for the Jets. Or
No, it was the Giants.
Did Geno start for the Giants at one point?
I think he started like
Am
a
I
game.
not crazy? Either way, I thought
Oh,
it was Geno.
20 actually no. Yeah, 2017 Gino was the 32nd to ever do it with the Giants.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew
When
Yeah,
he
that.
the
Okay.
started
Giants
one
were
game in
last.
place of Eli. The Giants were last.
The Giants.
been
I'm trying to
8
see
years.
each team's thing because the Giants and the Patriots were two of the last. Because
Yeah, 'cause
Jacoby,
Cam-
Packers were up there.
Jacoby.
Packers were
Maybe
certainly up
before
there.
him.
Yeah, because
Jesus
Brady was still
Christ.
there. Remember, Garoppolo got the
yeah.
starts when Brady was
Yeah.
suspended.
During
then
the
Garoppolo
stretch
got hurt.
between
Yeah. Okay. Jacoby's
the-
older than I'm thinking.
Yeah,
he
dude.
was.
The Packers, if it hadn't been for Brett Hundley, the Packers would have gone until this year with Malik Willis.
Insane.
So, because they had just had.
Yeah,
Oh,
but my
actually, no.
thought
Wait, no. What am I
process-
saying? Jordan Love is never.
Yeah, I don't know. Josh
mind.
Freeman was
God.
the first for the Colts. And actually, no,
am I
Seneca
doing?
Wallace was the first for the Packers in 2013.
Oh, well, that was 10. I wasn't really paying attention to
I'm
starting
trying to go
quarterbacks
back
then.
to like
Aaron
who's
Rodgers.
was who. Warren Moon was the first for the Chiefs, which is very interesting. Warren Moon was also the first for the Seahawks and for the Vikings, which is insane because the Vikings and the Eagles are tied for most black starting quarterbacks ever, and the Vikings started theirs very late with Warren Moon.
I was gonna say I think
Well, very early in NFL terms, but you know what I mean.
the Bears I think have the first.
I don't. I can tell you actually.
Willie Thrower.
Maybe, but this list is, I think, only based like since merger. So since AFL NFL merger,
Gotcha.
because this
Yeah.
list starts in 1968 with the Broncos and Marlon Briscoe.
Yeah, the Bears started Willie Thrower for one game in 1953.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the first one or not.
The Bears first in like the. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, no. As a member of the Bears in 1953, Willie Thrower became the first African American quarterback in NFL history. He went 3 of 8 in his only start.
Oh, the first post merger for the Bears was 1979 with Vince Evans.
Yeah.
Hey, Geek.
So,
Do you know what the Rockies' score was today?
no.
You know the abomination? Final score, Rockies 2, Giants 2.
What?
They do fucking ties in spring training.
Oh yeah, because they
The
don't do
Athletics tied
extras.
the Royals.
They don't do
That's
extras.
so. I hate seeing ties in baseball scores.
It's gross.
I'm clicking away.
Oh, what's more fucked up is it became a tie in the 9th inning. The Rockies blew a save.
Of course they did.
I mean, yeah. Michael Toglia, the
Oh,
weirdest
man.
fucking player in all of baseball, hit a home run.
Bad sports day for Geek. Wolves are getting crushed.
Michael
Rockies
Toglia
tied.
is the weirdest. He is like the definition of this era of baseball. The like strikeout or home run guy. Last year he had like a 201 batting average with 28 home runs. Dude was like,
Is
I
that a
hit
lot?
home. 28 is like a very good amount. But a 201 batting average in baseball is really bad. He could
Yeah,
not
I know
hit,
that.
but if he hit the ball, is a home run. So you like, and now we just allow guys like that to exist, and we never did before.
So what I'm hearing is he's if man.
Yes.
MLB if man. Also,
Crazy.
Miller. Last thing before the mailbag.
Uh-huh.
Do you know? If I were to ask you yesterday, February 23rd, who the San Antonio Spurs leading scorer was in their loss to the Pelicans, there were 2 guys who tied for leading scorer. If you could name one of them, I would be satisfied.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is it like bad players or like I didn't know they were on the Spurs players?
One you might
I-
not know.
I don't recognize either of these guys' names too
Really?
fondly. One of them I do, but
I'll
I
put it
definitely
this
don't think
way.
you know either
My
of these 2
brain
guys exist.
immediately jumped to Bismack Biyombo because I know he was starting for Wemby, but I don't know if
No,
he
he had
scored
a
like that.
double-double,
He did
but
have
he
a
did not.
double-double.
Okay.
He did not do it.
Okay, so lower on the depth chart then. I would assume no starters.
No.
No, the highest scoring starter was De'Aaron Fox with 13 points.
Him and Harrison Barnes
Okay.
tied at 13.
My goat. I'm trying to think of who the Spurs would have starting right now. So I guess Bismack just plugs in, and then Barnes.
It's a forward
Fox,
and a forward. It's two forwards, essentially.
two forwards.
Two forwards.
Okay.
Both at
They just
18.
traded Zach Collins, so it wouldn't be him.
Nope.
Sohan starts, so it wouldn't be him. Obviously not Barnes because he starts.
Right. Wasn't Chris Paul.
No. Known forward Chris Paul, yeah. Fuck.
You would know the one name. You are never guessing the other one. I guarantee it.
I'm so confident you won't get it. One of their last names is very similar to a type of alcohol.
True. Except it's not. I don't. That can't be how you pronounce that.
I don't think it's how you pronounce it, but it's spelled pretty similarly.
It is definitely spelled. I initially thought it was that, and then I realized, nope. There's too many letters.
Oh, hold on.
Is he cooking?
We've
think.
been on hold for 30 minutes.
Hold on. Okay. Forwards.
Mm-hmm. Both of them.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, there's another UNC kid, Harrison Ingram. It's not him.
Nope.
I'm gonna assume.
Mm-mm.
Okay, forwards. I don't know if Julian is a guard or a forward.
Julian who?
So he is a forward?
Who?
It's like no, yeah, because you guys said his name sounds like alcohol. It's like champagne.
Champagne. Yeah. He's one of
I
them.
think it's
That's
champagne.
That's the one we
Either
didn't
way,
think you would know.
One of like the 3 Spurs games I've watched in the past couple months.
Him.
He hit a really sick shot. I was watching him with Steven. I remember I couldn't even tell you what number he wears. And then it's not Harrison Ingram, the other one.
Mm-mm.
Wouldn't be Sohan. Wouldn't be Devin Vassell.
He played
Champagne,
college
whatever his name is,
at
wears
Kentucky.
30.
Ooh,
Wears 30.
30?
The Champagne wears 30.
Champagne wears 30.
Okay.
This guy
Wears 0.
wears 0. There it is.
Johnson?
Kelvin Johnson. Yes.
Yeah.
Who also had 28 points against Detroit a couple days ago too. So
Damn.
cooking.
I really wanted it to be Harrison Ingram. That would have made me happy. I don't even know if he like gets minutes.
The Timberwolves need a 22-point comeback. That's tough.
No,
I don't
Harrison
think we're
Ingram's in
getting
the
that.
G League.
Ah,
He's not even. He's a two-way guy. Anyway, we'll probably get into the mailbag now because we've already yapped a bunch.
We're 30 minutes
all
in
right.
and only talked
Our
other
first
sports. I love it.
question from Hammy is: out of all the playoff teams that made it this year in the NFL, which teams do you think will miss the playoffs next year? And again, your playoff teams are the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chargers, Steelers, Broncos, Packers, Commanders, Vikings, Rams, Bucks, Eagles, Lions.
well, I mean,
My
if we're
first
to
thought
bel-
is
sorry, go
probably
ahead.
the Steelers.
Oh
The
yeah.
Steelers is probably my first pick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that Tomlin's like black magic voodoo, but it's going to be the roughest situation they've had a quarterback in a while. So
Plus, like, I don't envision the Bengals being this bad again. Like, even though they almost made it this year, even with how shit they started. Like, I get they're gonna lose T or whatever, but I'm still pretty confident in Burrow and Jamar, and I think their defense can be better. I think if the rumors are true, I don't think the Rams make it again next year.
It depends, because if they bring in, like, if they move on from Stafford but bring in Darnold, they probably do still make it.
I don't know if I'd bet on that in the offseason. I'd want to see how he plays.
Sure. My assumption is just going with similar offense with a similar talent level, better O-line,
Sure.
good defense. Like,
Mhm.
the pieces are there for me to
Right.
assume Darnold will be near the same guy. Maybe not the exact same. Puka's great, but he's not. Well, and then
Right.
there's the other thing of Puka and who are not Jefferson and Addison.
Right. Tight end isn't
listen,
nearly as good. The run game,
I
well, guess
think
the run game would be
Their
as
run
good.
game's better, but
I
mostly
think
their
the
O-line's
Bengals
better. But
will definitely make the playoffs because breaking news: there's a chance J.J. Watt comes out of retirement to play for them.
to play for the Bengals, no, he doesn't.
So J.J. Watt made a deal with. So he part owns a soccer team in England, and he said, "Hey." Their keeper said, "Hey, come back for the Bengals," and he said, "If you don't allow a goal the rest of the season, then I'll come back and play for the Bengals."
Oh.
They had 24 games left at that point. It's been 12 games. He has not allowed a single goal. They are 12 games away from J.J. Watt
Which
coming
is so
back and
fucked.
playing for the Bengals.
Because last year he was like, I'm only coming back for the Texans, and only if they call me at the end of the year, just as like help. I don't want to play a full year. And then he was like, this is the last season I'm going to do that. I'm going to stop taking care of my body as much after this year.
Yeah.
Because like there's taking care of your body, and then there's NFL
nearly-
taking care of your
Right.
body.
It's nearly impossible to keep a clean sheet for 24 straight games, but he's halfway there.
I mean,
so I don't know.
That would be
I don't
super
know what the deal
sick.
is.
Got to sign a veterans
But-
minimum just to go play for the Bengals.
Yeah,
Probably.
but my point with the Rams is more that the connection that Stafford has
Yeah.
specifically with Puka is a big reason why their offense is so good. Darnold's
fair.
not going to have that. And Darnold, while he was great last year, his reputation precedes him.
Yeah.
And I am very much a believer in whether it's a rookie or a guy that's historically been bad going into his first year after not being bad. I need to see it for more than a year to believe that this is who
Yeah.
they are now. Because I've been tricked far too many times by these one-year wonders, especially in Chicago, to believe that every player that is good out of nowhere is going to stay good.
So
The Rams would obviously be the best place for him to go, but
do you
you know.
guys remember what the number is of how many teams that like make the playoffs usually miss the next year? Do you remember
7.
what the number is? Is it
No.
7? There's no way it's 7.
I thought you were asking because you had the answer. Why are you just
No.
asking?
No, I'm asking because I don't
thought-
remember.
okay.
I was
Okay.
asking if you guys knew.
yeah,
Well, then
no, I don't
ask
know.
Google, dude.
I
Then what
did,
do
and
you
I
know?
didn't get an answer.
AI
Morons.
I didn't get an answer. That's why I asked you guys. My
You
God.
know, AI is going to tell you like all of them.
But like,
Google's
because
gonna tell
I
you no.
think the Rams for sure could miss. The Steelers probably. I think both the Broncos and Texans could. Again,
Broncos, I heavily agree with.
Yeah, it's
Texans,
the
7.
I
Texans
think
are just
it-
losing a lot of pieces, and that's scary.
Yeah, but
But
the
they
only
have
thing with
Stroud,
them is that
so
they have Stroud, and the rest of their division is still not moving any needles for the time being.
right. This
Like,
is
if
under
we're
the
picking
assumption
right
that
now-
the Jaguars get better, just new coach, so T-Law exists now, and then Anthony
Hopefully.
Richardson takes even a little step. The Colts, remember, the Colts were only like a game out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm just saying there could be. They're like,
Sure.
I
No,
don't think
I-
the Chiefs
I
are
agree.
missing.
Yeah.
I don't think the Chargers are missing. I don't think the Bills are
Right.
missing. I don't think the Ravens are missing. So then
Yeah,
it
no,
just,
I'm just-
Steelers, Texans. I'm not saying they're
I'm just
super
playing
likely.
devil's advocate
Oh,
to
for
your
sure.
point. Like, I agree. Out of the division winners last year, Houston would be the most likely to miss. But I don't know. They're weird.
In the
I think
NFC.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think Pittsburgh's the one I'm most confident in saying will miss.
Yeah,
I think
Definitely.
Denver. There's a very good argument for. And then the Rams, like we said, NFC. Since Geek was jumping there, I swear to God, I'm not just saying this to be an asshole, but I think I could see a world where one of the Packers or Vikings don't make it because we're not
I
going to have
think
three
even
NFC
Packers,
North teams
Vikings,
again.
Lions. I think all three.
Yeah,
One of those three is probably going to miss.
yeah,
At least one. Maybe two.
yeah. I could see a world where the Bucks don't,
Yep.
especially if the Falcons under Penix look like a real football team this year, which I know
Yeah.
is a big ask.
Yeah,
but like,
it's
I don't want to say it,
also like
but I'll say it so Miller doesn't have to. I think the Commanders are. It's like last year with the Texans where we said that they could fall off and miss. The issue is the Texans' division sucked. The Texans fell off. They were not that good. their division just sucks, so they got in. The Commanders' division
Yeah,
isn't
but
that bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying it's
think-
super likely. It's just like even a slight sophomore slump from Jaden Daniels, and then again they have a lot of holes to fill this offseason. That could matter. And then like if Dak stays healthy next year, suddenly there's questions there.
Sure. And also, even if Dak's healthy, Cowboys are nothing really that special.
We
still.
say
They
that a
got
lot,
of
and then
work
they
to do.
win 12 games. Yeah, they'll lose first round of the playoffs, but all we're not talking about winning a Super Bowl. We're talking about making the playoffs. And if Dak's
That's
healthy, the Cowboys can do that.
Sucks. I'm not buying a team led by Brian Schottenheimer and relying on a healthy Dak. No, sir.
Especially just because the Commanders will probably still be a wild card team. The 49ers will be healthy. The Cardinals will be better. The Seahawks will be better. The Bears will be better. Maybe one of the NFC South teams will be better. I just refuse to actually say that because I think they're all the Panthers will be better. I'm going to give the Panthers that. I refuse to believe that the Falcons or Saints are going to win more than like 7 games next year.
Yeah. I think the NFC North team missing is entirely dependent on the off seasons they all have.
Off season,
So I
think
no comment on which one of those is going to be.
Plus, just how good is JJ? That's the Vikings could miss just because like JJ's first year. Not that he's like awful, but if he's not, the NFC North is tough, right? Like if he's not really good, like he could have an above average season and we still miss the playoffs because of how good the North is. Like that's just a thing that could happen.
I mean, I hope it's the Lions. I don't think that's
right.
They got too much talent for that to happen.
It's also one of those things where JJ and Caleb and Jordan Love could all be great, and it just doesn't matter because the NFC just is better than like the AFC. Any of our teams are like almost a lock for the playoffs, barring injury. The NFC, it's like I don't know. The NFC, you can win 10 games and miss the playoffs. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, that's
Miller, you have something to say.
Yeah, what is going on over there?
No. He just refuses to talk about the Commanders because he knows he'll get hate because that hat he's wearing.
I am simply sitting back and observing because not everything deserves a reaction.
This does.
Okay, Miller does not think the Commanders are going to make the playoffs next year. He's making it evident.
No, he just hopes that they don't. Is the actual answer?
No, he doesn't think they will. I can tell. Look at him.
No, we had this argument 2 weeks ago when I was saying that I think they're like the likeliest candidate for regression just because of how many people they were losing. Because I had the Commanders ranked pretty low on our like futures list. We talked about that. Like I had to have them ranked fairly high because like with Jaden Daniels, your ceiling's not that low, but like of the playoff teams last year, especially in the NFC, because that was still working under the assumption the Rams don't lose Stafford. If they lose Stafford, I have less faith in them for sure. All right, what's next?
Hold on. Breaking news.
It's like can't be like legit breaking news, right? Or is it?
Bulls beat the Sixers by 32.
Who cares? The Sixers.
Yeah,
suck.
so the Sixers without Joel Embiid are the worst team in the NBA. Paul George sucks, and they have no good pieces.
Yeah, clearly.
They are absolutely garbage.
Kevin Herter's on the Bulls now?
Yeah, he was part of the trade that got Levine to Sacramento.
Yep.
Really?
He was a king. Yep. Yeah, I guess it tells you how bad the Sixers are this year. Paul George sucks, and Embiid has played maybe 5 games.
Oh, nice. They benched Kobe White.
Kobe White not start for that poverty fucking basketball team.
Because Giddey, Herter, and Lonzo.
They clearly hate them. Yeah, they hate him.
Lonzo is their starting small forward.
He played 8 minutes.
Yeah, but
Lonzo
he started.
Played 8 minutes.
Yeah, but he started.
He started.
I'm so glad I'm not a Bulls fan, dude. Oh my god.
Oh god, what a team.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who?
Just somebody for Philly. I just don't know who half their team is. Okay.
Bro doesn't know Ricky Council. That's crazy.
That wasn't even who I was asking about. And it
You
wasn't
don't know David
Yabusele
Roddy
either.
either.
It was no.
Is-
I swear to God, I've never heard the name Quentin Grimes. He just sounds like a
Really?
fucking
I
Walking
know
Dead
who
character.
You didn't know
Grimes
Quentin
is.
Grimes?
Not even
Out
a
of all
little.
those guys?
Not even
He's
a
like an
little.
actual NBA player.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
I know. I've just never heard of him. I don't know, man.
Wow. He just got
The lost
traded them
brother
too.
of Rick Grimes.
That's nuts.
Right, that dude. My brain
Wow.
immediately went, "Oh, Walking Dead character."
Anyway,
Oh.
our next question comes from good old Steven. And
Okay.
Steven says, which one of you three would win in a 100-meter sprint?
Not Miller.
me.
Yep.
My asthmatic ass could never.
You could never make it,
I'd
yeah.
die, dude. Listen. I'm not horribly out of shape, but I can't do distance running because of my breathing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I don't know.
cannot.
Yeah, it's tough because me and Geek both keep ourselves pretty active.
Yeah.
I'm playing sports pretty much year round and some different.
Yeah.
don't
But
know.
I've never really been
100 meters
fast.
isn't really that.
Like, I don't know.
I'm sneaky.
Like, I was gonna say, I'm not. I don't know.
I got like a.
I don't know. You know what?
when I
Here's
was in
what I know.
soccer,
I don't. I'm gonna give you the if we just raced, but if we had a soccer ball and had to dribble it for the 100 meters, I'd beat you, guaranteed.
No.
Yeah.
Played soccer my entire life.
Yeah. Did you ever get a
I
college
would-
offer for soccer? If not, stop talking to me.
Going
Yes.
to Cal College in Wyoming doesn't count.
It was
Yeah,
a
also
real
going to Cal
college.
College.
Miller.
Sure it was.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
All right, man.
No,
I was,
Wasn't
I
even a
was thinking
Wyoming
back, I chose-
college.
I
Wow.
chose to do ministry and not pursue sports, but I would have played goalie in soccer.
Ah, see,
in
but goalie's
college.
totally different.
And I mean, yeah.
Bro
I
just
guess,
wanted
but
to use his hands. I'm talking about not basketball dribbling, man. What?
this guy wanted to fondle balls for a living.
I did not. I never did. If I
No,
did, I
that's
would
why
have gone
he
to college
picked the
for
other
it.
thing.
Yeah, I would have gone to college for it. Yeah.
There is a joke there that
Yeah.
I will not make.
Okay.
I ain't Catholic, bro. That's good.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh,
Sorry, if you're Catholic. Just know that your ancestors touched kids, so it's on you.
Jesus. All right.
And
Okay.
you probably
Enough
do too.
there.
Anyway,
Jake, chill. My God.
sorry, man. It's just too. It's
Shout
just
out to
too
our
easy.
Catholic viewers.
We love you. We do. They need a new. You guys need a new pope, though. Things are
I was
not
gonna
going
say
well
the
over
Pope's
there.
on his last life,
You-
which like actually sucks.
saying,
'cause he's
hey,
hella progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good pope they're losing. I will say that. I don't even know if he's like done. I thought, yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, but they might need a new pope sometime in the future.
I will be the Pope.
No.
Are you even Catholic?
No,
No.
Okay,
I'll be the
well, then,
world's first
I
Methodist
think you're
Pope.
immediately eliminated.
I will be the Pope. Make a heathen the Pope. This is going to be
I was gonna say,
wonderful.
I was gonna say, yeah, like, what are you gonna get up there and say to these people, like, yearning for hope? Like, Geek gets up there in the
Pray to
back and
Loki,
just, like,
everyone.
I was going to say start praying to Odin. That's what you need to do. Ask the
Geek's
Allfather
first
for
day,
help.
Geek's first day as the Pope would just be a PowerPoint presentation on all the Norse gods. He'd be like, all right,
Dude,
listen.
no, it would just be the theory of like what if Christianity was post-apocalyptic Norse mythology. I'd just start going through that. See how long it took me to get like assassinated.
No, I know what you'd do. You'd walk up there and you'd go, "All right, Catholics. What about second God?
Yeah.
What about third God?
Maybe
What
even
about
fourth
second
God.
God?
Fourth God?"
It's God.
Just keep
100%.
going and going and going.
You're right.
How many
You're right.
God,
You're right.
what number would Geek get to before the
Before
church
the
was cleared out?
assassination.
Before it was
Three.
cleared out. Like, how many gods would it take to clear the building? Like,
3.
I think
You
that
get
once
the
I
3.
said second God, they'd start moving, and by the time I said third God, all but like
They're
two
like, oh,
people would be
this
gone,
guy's
and the
just-
other
they're
two
like,
would be
oh,
like,
this
"Wait,
guy's just gonna-
he might be onto something."
this guy's just gonna keep going, isn't he? Anyway, Ugh. I'm
Incredible.
gonna ask Sam's first question just because I think it's awesome.
Okay.
What is the most dangerous sport to play in waist-height water?
Ooh.
The most dangerous sport to play in waist-height water. I guess, which probably means like, which one are you most likely to get injured in playing
See,
waist-height
it's
water?
got to be
I would
something
say.
contact related because you got to be able
I
to
have-
drown.
It might be football.
It's football, and you know why it's football?
You could tear your ACL
you
so
get-
easily, dude.
Right. Tearing something would be really easy.
Actually, it would
or-
be harder to tear
imagine-
things. In waist-height water, you're not tearing shit.
Oh, I was waist. Okay, my brain was higher for some reason. But okay, hear me out then. Imagine you get at the bottom of a pile.
You just drown.
Waist high
What are
water,
you
you
supposed
get at
to
the
do?
bottom of a pile.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're
The
dying.
ball wouldn't sink though. Football's float.
Okay, but I'm saying like if you okay, so imagine the ball's loose. If
you
someone
dive
goes
on the
to
ball
dive
and then-
on top of it, your body's bringing it down.
Oh,
Second guy
yeah,
jumps on you,
true.
third, fourth, fifth,
Yeah,
so on,
Yeah,
so
no,
forth.
you got a point.
Like yeah, the
Yep,
ball won't go underwater by itself, but you're pushing it down by jumping on it.
that's true. Yeah.
Plus, imagine like a QB sneak in waist high water. Like imagine the
Is that a
tush push.
football-
They killed Jalen Hurts.
It
True.
might be. I don't know. It might be basketball. There's a lot of jumping in basketball.
What
I
about
feel
just, like,
the
boxing?
jumping would throw you off a little bit.
Get knocked out.
Well,
and
yeah,
just
because if
die.
you get knocked out, you drown. Like that's like
No, because you'd go into like the
Wrestling-
dead man's float, wouldn't you, in boxing?
Well,
You'd
it
get hit,
depends.
you'd
True.
float.
Well, yeah, but what if
Yeah,
you
if you get-
crumple forward?
Wouldn't you still? Oh, I guess you'd float back up like that.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay. Okay.
And,
good point.
well,
I
Yeah,
forgot.
train
also,
yourself
when
to
you're that
crumple back,
muscular, you might not float. Some people just can't
I
float
thought-
because they're so.
I, di-
It's
Really?
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't. I
like-
thought you just floated no matter what. I thought humans were just buoyant.
No. Depends on the
I
human
didn't know that. That's crazy.
because
Are you
muscle's so
buoyant
much
weak?
heavier. Yes.
Oh yeah.
But
'cause-
yeah,
Okay, this is gonna sound really bad after asking you if you're buoyant, but muscle is heavier than fat, right?
Well, yes, that was the point I was making.
Okay. I was double checking myself.
You're
here.
a douchebag. The
No,
timing.
listen, it would
though.
apply to all three
What-
of us.
No, what's
okay?
more fucked up, Miller, is
It
you
would,
literally
yeah, I mean,
just
that's not
heard
even
me
true.
say it depends
Yeah.
on your level of muscle mass, whether you would
Well, I was
drown or not,
trying
and
to-
you immediately say that. So you just ignored what I
wasn't
said to be a dick.
registering.
yeah. Who are
I
you?
wasn't
Steven? Good
registering.
Lord.
All right, I'm sorry that your fucking asexuality makes it so you can't imagine things, but some of us have to take a second to process.
Asexual. What does that have to do with him imagining things?
It's his joke about my aphantasia. He just uses random A words instead of aphantasia.
Fantasia. That it's kind of crazy that it's called aphantasia because Fantasia is like the
I'm
like
gonna say
they
that's
have
all
like
they do.
Fantasia's
They
like a
imagine it
Disney
Fantasia.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a completely
I
imaginary
should listen.
place.
Okay,
That's fucked up.
no joke. I didn't know aphantasia was a thing when I met Geek, and the first time he mentioned it, I thought he was dead ass talking about the Mickey Mouse movie Fantasia.
I didn't know
Well,
that
it's
I didn't know that he had an actual condition until last week. Or 2 weeks ago. I thought he just couldn't imagine things. I did not know it was a condition, bro. I
know,
swear to
listen,
God. I had no clue it was a condition. That's
I
why
got
I
a
can't make a joke.
TikTok the other day
I
about
had no clue.
aphantasia that was like explaining
innocent.
how it works. And the dude was like, imagine an apple. Someone with aphantasia can't do that.
Yep.
That was the whole video. That was the whole
Yeah, go
video.
ahead, Geek. Describe an apple to me.
Well, it's like, I don't know. It depends what kind of apple, because not all of them are super
Describe
round.
Honey
a Granny
Crisp.
Smith apple to me.
Oh.
I got no fucking clue. They're an apple.
They're the green
I'm
ones.
sure you can picture it.
There's that.
Got him.
And we'll get Sam's second question out of the way. Has David Miller been funded yet? Meaning, has he been sponsored by DraftKings or any of the other websites
No,
that we
I'm not
mentioned during
sponsored.
D&D?
I would never take a DraftKings sponsorship. I have morals.
All right, I was going to say, can we all agree right now that Run the North will never be sponsored by a gambling website?
Yeah, no, I don't fuck with sports gambling like that.
No. Jake's off the show. We need a new host.
Well, I'm not saying that we should get sponsored, but I will also not deny the fact that I gamble on sports.
No,
Well, listen,
no, you
I
can
will not
gamble on
deny
sports.
that.
I just don't want to promote it to the rest of the
Yeah.
universe.
I don't even know. I'm not the guy who's like, here are my picks for today. Everybody,
Right, that's
tail
what it
my
would have to
slip.
be
Like,
once we
no.
got fucking.
Here's
no.
my thought process with sports betting. Right, this is what I stand by. If you're somebody who like on the weekend, you're like, I want a reason to care about games that my team's not playing, and I'll throw a couple bucks on my parlay. That's totally fine. That's your money. Spend it how you want to do it.
Yeah.
If you do it responsibly, in moderation, you're not addicted to it. It's not like putting you in financial debts or crises. Then have fun. You know. But if you're one of these people out here who, like Hugh, who shall not be named, that is the president of Barstool.
Ah,
I think that's his current title. Fuck you.
Yeah.
If you're someone who enjoys betting more than the sport itself, you are a plague upon the dialogue around the sport. If you're someone who uses sports betting to justify, like, oh, player X is better than player Y because he does this, this, and this for my parlay, fuck you. I hate what sports betting has done to the dialogue around
That's
sports.
fair.
And I hate
For
that you
sure.
can't watch a broadcast for more than 5 minutes without them being like, here's the over-under on tonight's game. It's like, dude, there are 12-year-olds watching.
I was gonna say,
12-year-old Timmy, who's just trying to watch Lamar Jackson score touchdowns, does not need to hear about how much money he can make by betting
Yeah,
on
but also,
Bo
like-
Nix to, like, piss. Like, that doesn't matter. No one
Whatever
needs
that league that The Rock started, the football league, they like show it on the scoreboard, and like the announcers are always like, "Oh, we're getting close to hitting the over." Like
I
the
hate
announcers
that.
are even like, yeah,
I
the
hate that.
announcers are even in on it, and that like that.
That's
I think
disgusting.
the UFL is what it's called.
I was gonna say, I
But-
think that like truly, sports betting is like the reason people can claim that the league is rigged, because it does lead to questions, and I don't even mean from like the NFL is rigging it point of view, but you can't guarantee
Vegas.
that every ref doesn't have some parlay that maybe they're trying to make hit. And you go, well, they don't have an account. It's like, sure. But what if they just told their little brother to put the money on it or something? Like
Right.
or what if just one of their friends was like, hey, if this happens, I make like 10 million bucks and I'll split. Like, there's just shit that like is now questioned because it's legal. And then
Yeah,
go ahead.
my favorite part about that is, I don't know if you guys remember John Tate Porter. He was a player for the Raptors who
Yeah.
was like
Man.
terrible, and he would just bet on his unders. And then he was just like, "Yeah, the only reason I was playing this bad is because I was betting my unders." I was like, "All right, man." Like, he would like text his friends and be like, "Guys, bet my under, dude. They got me at this line." Like, yeah, it's ruining.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
horrible. And like I said, the big I
Dude,
really
hell, show
cannot
his
iterate
interpreters
enough.
in jail. Like,
Right.
he's in,
And that's the other thing
like,
too. Like, we're bastardizing and demonizing players for it. And like, I get it. I'm someone who like is okay with the idea of if you're in the league and you get caught betting on games, you're suspended indefinitely.
Jail.
Like, I'm totally okay with
Gone
that.
gone forever.
But the fact, yeah, right. But the fact that like that's the treatment of players for doing it, but the NFL can be like, this broadcast is brought to you by FanDuel. It's like the hypocrisy is disgusting. It fucking is stupid. I hate it. And that's not to say that like everyone who, again, if you bet on sports in your free time, or even if you're like a content creator and you take sponsorships from sports betting companies, like, more power to you. If you enjoy it and you do it in moderation, or if it's making you money, then by all means, as long as you're not insufferable about it, as long as you're not like trying to use that to justify like real claims about the sports. Like a prime example is Brett Coleman and EJ Snyder, their podcast, the Bootleg podcast. Whenever they do their like team off-season videos, they do one for every NFL team. They will halfway through talk about like season props for different players. And like they use their actual knowledge to be like, look, this could happen. And if you want to bet money, use our code, that type of thing. They're never like, well, this player didn't hit my over, so he's ass now. It's, this player is actually really good and they have him at this, so maybe you should bet this, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does, but
Yeah.
Jake is
Then there's
dying.
my thing with sponsors, and it's
Sharks
just
just lost in fucking overtime, dude.
the Sharks
Sorry.
did.
Yeah, they fucking let up a goal at the end of the third period, and
They
then got
choked.
let up a goal in less than a minute in overtime. Oh,
Choked.
they had to.
Damn.
Okay,
My
I'm
thing
gonna
with
kill myself
sponsorships though is
in Minecraft.
you can't, to me, and I guess this is just a moral issue, and I guess do whatever you believe is right. But for anything that I do, any project I'm on, I'm not gonna take a sponsorship for a company or a product that I would never use. I'm not gonna try to promote something to you that I think is stupid. I just think that's like morally not okay. Like the people who
Yeah,
push like some of these like drink companies. It's like, dude, I swear to God, you have never even tried Dubby. You just took this sponsorship because they offered you money because you can convince some idiot to buy something because you said so. And that's, to me, that's just wrong. Like, if I'm saying, hey, I think you should buy this because I like the company, I want people to know it's because I actually like that company, something about it.
Sure.
Like, that's why right now, literally the only company I even kind of work with is Secret Labs. It's like, because I like their product. I think you should use it. But then I
Yeah.
also know that they're really expensive. So I also know some people can't, and that's okay.
yeah. Anyway,
Before we move on, can I bring up something else that has to do with Sam real quick? That is on topic with football. I promise.
Sure.
So, I'm not bringing this up to rag on a specific team or a specific individual, but as we all know, there is a certain team in the NFC North whose owner wants to ban the brotherly shove. Right? He's
Yeah.
trying to set that in motion,
he's a
which
president,
is
pal. Our owners are the
oh,
people.
sorry, that's right, team president. I forgot. Either way, someone that has a lot of power over the Packers. What's his name? Mark
Yep,
Murphy.
Mark Murphy. Yep.
Yeah, he's a Sherman soft little bitch. We're all in agreement that banning the tush push is idiotic here, right?
Right. Yep.
So
Yep.
I quote tweeted Warren Sharp tweeting about it called the Packers soft. And Sam, who is my longtime friend, plays D&D with us, is not
Yep.
a football fan by any means, and his knowledge of the sport comes through
Tries his
us
best.
talking about
Tries
it.
his best.
Right, no, he's learning, but my point is he's still very new to football.
Yep.
He doesn't understand a
Yep.
lot of it yet. He says, and I quote, I'm still very much in my. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that. So I don't know what this word means, so I'm going to skip over. But basically, he's trying to say, I don't know a whole lot about football yet, but is it not worse for the sport for a strategy to be removed through ruling before it's made relevant across the league by the progression of players' skills? Counter strategy seems healthier than bloating the rules. Basically saying, skill issue in flowery language, saying that really the solution here is to learn how to stop it as opposed to ban it. And I bring this up because I think it's really funny that someone whose knowledge of the sport started, I don't know, a couple months ago maybe, knows better than the majority of NFL fans
Yeah.
when it comes to this. Because, like, at the end of the day, we could sit here and talk about this for an hour. I promise I'll make this quick. There's 31 other teams in the NFL. None of them have been able to do the tush push successfully, which shows you that it's not some overpowered strategy or some unbeatable play. The Eagles are just really fucking good at it. And if you have a problem with it, learn how to stop it.
Yeah, basically it. This next question, unfortunately, does come from Grayson. There is a couple of Grayson ones in here.
Oh,
This one's a good one, though. I'm going to start with his best one,
shocking.
which is what's y'all's first football memory? I have my answer locked and loaded for this one. I was thinking about it earlier today.
Um,
You want me to just go?
Yes.
yeah, you go because I want to make sure
Okay.
I have the week.
When I was in second grade, the trivia J Talk Sports trivia fact. What NFL team was I a fan of the first?
The Vikings.
Who was my favorite NFL team? Yes, the Minnesota Vikings. This is correct. My first football memory, and the reason why I chose the Vikings, was because I watched when I was 7 years old in second grade. I watched it. So I couldn't tell you the run or the game, but Adrian Peterson broke like a 90-yarder, and
Yeah.
my house went crazy. I think they were playing the Packers, maybe even, because my house was very angry about it. But little Jake liked it a lot, and so he chose to be a Vikings fan. So essentially, the reason why I like football is because of Adrian Peterson. But
Yeah.
that's like my very vague first memory is watching him break like a huge run.
So for me, because it looks like Miller's still kind of looking for things, or do you got it?
I'm trying to remember what year this happened.
So for me, I've talked about it before. Like I have vague memories, not of the actual games, but just like of us as a family group watching games, because everybody around me was Broncos fans, so I always cheered for the Raiders because at least at the time that was the big rivalry. Broncos and Raiders hated each other, but I don't remember any of the actual football. The first football game as a whole I remember was 2007 Chargers at Vikings, the game where Adrian Peterson broke the single game rushing record. I remember like almost every run from that game because he actually started out kind of ass in a game where he finished with nearly 300 rushing yards. So that was fun.
My first like full football game memory is the Packers dog walking Michael. Sorry, this is a terrible choice of words with Michael Vick. Dog walking Michael Vick and the Eagles in the playoffs. That's like the first full game I can remember. I don't know what year that was. Either the year they won the Super Bowl or the year before when they should have won the Super Bowl and got smacked by the Falcons.
Basically, that 2007 Vikings season was mine. Because then, like, the next week, he had, like, Adrian Peterson had, like, nearly 400 yards from scrimmage against the Bears. Because he had, like, a punt return touchdown and another 200 yards rushing and, like, a 60-yard completion for some. Rookie Adrian Peterson might be the best to ever do it.
Remember how earlier I was bragging about the Sharks and then I said, oh, bad sports night for Geek because the Wolves are getting crushed.
Did they come back?
It's 11 seconds left and they're tied. They
Anthony Edwards is the GOAT. Anthony
It's not
Edwards
him,
is
it's
the GOAT.
Jalen McDaniels.
Even
Jalen
better.
McDaniels is going nuts. He just
Let's
tied it
go.
up. Anyway, Miller. 11 seconds tie game, but Miller.
Actually,
Yeah,
ooh,
so 20 I just wanted to make sure this was the right year. 2010 NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that's your first, really? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's my
That
first
sucks.
football memory. The specifically, well, actually, I guess
Oh.
I shouldn't say that game. My first memory is that series because I remember the Seahawks game, or not that series, that playoff run. Because I remember the Seahawks game before it very vividly. But the one that sticks out is definitely like the BJ Raji pick six game.
Yep. I do remember that game. So if that was before the Packers beat the Eagles, which it might have been, that would be
was
my first, but I can't
2011.
remember. That was I think the game after they beat the Eagles, probably in that same playoff run. So yeah, that basically that playoff run when they won the Super Bowl is my first whole
But yeah,
series or season.
the 11-point win over the Seahawks where Greg Olson had a big touchdown.
valid.
That's probably my favorite.
Anyway, we got a lot of questions, so we gotta
Yeah, we should keep
cook.
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah.
No powers or special suits allowed. Which superhero would make the best football player? That's
No
from
powers?
Steven.
Oh, easy.
No powers.
Easy answer.
A human form, I
Easy.
guess. Nightwing?
Yeah, easily.
Why?
He doesn't need powers. He's just an acrobat. He would be an unreal defensive back.
That's
fair.
true. He would be
See,
an
my
yeah,
brain-
he'd be a good DB.
Depends on like
Here,
which
this-
version of
DB.
Jason Todd, but he could be a sick linebacker.
The only thing that would hold Dick back would be his height, but he could be like an insane like nickel or just a slot receiver. Yeah, 5'10". You could play him at nickel or
Also,
out of the
isn't, like,
slot.
Isn't Thor even without his powers just like super
He's-
strong?
Well,
Wouldn't he be like a
Thor's
good
not
linebacker?
human, so I don't know how that
That's
works.
true. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like with Nightwing, he's an acrobat, he's a fucking genius, he's a master strategist. He's got
That's true.
everything you need. Like he would be
I mean,
either an insane DB or like a slot receiver.
Geek, we just saw the new Captain America movie. What do you think non-serum Sam Wilson would do as a football
I was
player?
gonna say he still doesn't have serum. So I mean, Sam
Oh,
would
thank
be
God,
sick.
I thought you just spoiled that for me.
No, I wanted to correct that just because that's not a No,
Okay.
the entire this isn't actually a spoiler.
Oh, yeah,
but
no,
like
he
one
never
of the
did.
main plots of the movie is him like wondering if he should have taken it. Like that is kind of a big
Gotcha.
thing in the movie. So no,
Yeah, the moral dilemma of did I
Yeah.
make the right decision? Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I'm
I think
just trying to
Nightwing's a good
think.
answer.
Nightwing's a good. I think Nightwing. Bruce Wayne's weird, but Bruce Wayne, Jason Todd, those three definitely all are up there for sure. Sam Wilson's up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Cyborg's up there because he like was a star football player.
I think that's just the answer. Yeah.
like
No,
Cyborg.
Vic was like, yeah, he was supposed to be like NFL
Canonically, right?
caliber. Yeah. Oh my God.
I guess
What's
I
his
wasn't
last
really
name?
thinking of him.
Is it
'cause-
Stone? Is it Vic Stone? Is that
Victor
his name?
Stone, I
Victor
think.
Stone? Yeah,
Yeah.
Victor Stone. I guess that's like the cop out answer.
Yeah,
Because he
that's
was,
the
Yeah.
but like
objective, but
I-
like
dude,
cop out answer.
if Nightwing was running out for my team at DB, I'd be sleeping well at night. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to think.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Who's like
hold
somebody
on.
we're
Wait,
not. Oh,
no, I just want to make
Those got
sure.
something sounds like.
No. I just want to double check specific players. He's a little bit taller than I thought. Because you saying that, I was like, wait, how tall is Xavier McKinney? Because in my mind, Xavier McKinney's like not that tall by DB standards, but he's 6 flat. I thought he was sub 6 foot.
Oh. I'm gonna get this question out of the way because I don't think any of us have an answer for it. Has anybody here seen an episode of Bluey?
Yeah.
no.
What's your
Oh.
favorite episode of Bluey, Miller?
Ooh.
Because I think you're the only one who's
okay.
seen Bluey.
Okay.
I have
Favorite
not
episode
watched
of
yet.
Bluey. Either the one about Rusty's dad, because Rusty is like, I forget what breed he is, but he's a little red dog, and his dad is off fighting in the war.
Oh,
And so they do an episode where, like, at school they're playing pretend and they're soldiers. I really like that episode. There's another episode about a dog who has ADHD, and it's really cute because, like, they try to explain how ADHD works. No. Take it back. My favorite episode is the one where the dad bandit, he's got like a little unicorn puppet, and it's a dick. That's the best episode.
yeah. If you didn't already know, that one was from Nicole.
Yeah.
No,
she's
yeah.
our resident Bluey fan.
I fucked Debbie with
Um,
Bluey.
I know this is from Hammy. I know Miller doesn't want to hear his name, but I have to ask: where do you think Justin Fields plays next season?
That's such a weird way to prompt that question. I don't give a fuck about Justin Fields, dude.
Clearly, he
Did it-
thinks you think about him all the
Right.
time.
No, I can tell you right now, I don't think about Justin Fields until some fucking halfwit on Twitter is like, we should have taken the Hall in hindsight because Roma Dunze sucks. It's like, no.
Do you think
Shut up.
Fields starts somewhere next year?
No.
I think it
There's
depends.
so many
I
QB
think-
needy teams, man.
If he does,
Right,
I think the Jets are the most likely landing spot
Yeah,
for him for a
if
starting
he-
spot.
I think most likely is he just ends up back in Pittsburgh because he's a cheaper option than Russ.
Yeah, but does Pittsburgh really want him back?
Do they have
Hey,
another
Miller.
option?
Hey Miller, you want to remind me of his record as a starter for the Steelers this year?
I will piss in your mouth.
Yeah, 4-2. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry.
will
Is
piss in your
4-2 no
mouth.
longer a winning record in the NFL? Yeah, I rest my case, buddy. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna shove your case so far up your ass it'll come out your nose, dude.
All right, man. Jesus.
Listen, man. Hey, listen, man. I'm just repeating what I'm hearing on the internet, man. I'm not.
The
saying
internet
this.
was a mistake.
You don't have to take
um,
this out on me.
The internet was a mistake. True.
But no, I mean,
Does that make all of us mistakes?
Yes.
where does Pittsburgh pick?
The
20s somewhere?
So,
They made
okay,
They were in the playoffs. No, I think they're the worst
be
wild
like-
card team, maybe. So they might be like 18 or 19. It's between
Okay.
18 and like 24.
so
or so.
I'm thinking, here's my thought process, right?
with Pittsburgh, there's a world where there's a lot of teams up at the top that want to trade down because the draft this year is top heavy with like top 10 talent. And then picks like 16 through 64 are all going to be players that are like not literally the same talent level, but close enough to where there's a range where guys are going to go. I can see a world where someone just outside of the top 10 trades down if like Shadur starts falling or if Milrow falls or some shit and Pittsburgh tries to jump up in that regard. I could see them wanting to bank on that because I'd trust that a hell of a lot more than I'd trust giving Fields another year.
True. Yeah.
But no, if I guess New York.
I think it's the Jets. Yeah, I think it's the Jets. I don't think they want to spend their pick on a QB. And
What is it? I almost called him Woody Allen. Is Woody Johnson's going to come out and be like, my son has Justin Fields on his ultimate team in Madden, and he has 96 speed.
His speed rating is off the charts.
Okay,
Think of
I
all
do
the things
think it
a
would be
mobile quarterback
magical.
could do for our team.
There is no actual backing here, and I don't think it's possible, but I do think it would be magical for the Jets to replace Aaron Rodgers with Justin Fields and immediately be like a playoff team that's really good. There would be magic there.
Don't.
Well, yeah, because then you'd have to deal with the Bears fans, but I'm not a Bears fan, so I don't care.
I was going to say, I don't give
I
a
just
fuck
think it would
how
be
Fields
magical.
plays. Like, I hope the dude does well for his sake because he seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see him do too well because I don't want to listen to Bears fans.
All right, moving on. From
Hold on.
what?
I've got to send you guys. So I just saw a tweet that was from Monday Night Raw tonight, so it's still a sports-related thing. Logan
There it
Paul,
is.
for whatever reason, was in the ring and he asked CM Punk, Chicago's GOAT, why CM Punk didn't like him. And CM Punk just stopped and smiled and shook his head. I wonder how many of the awful things Logan Paul has done just ran through CM Punk's mind like, what do I bring up?
True.
Yeah, I mean, anyway.
Just say Japan.
Let's not
See
think
what
about all
happens.
the bad things that Logan has done. Did Miller Football have a good birthday? This is what Jay Rice is asking.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I can't complain.
Perfect. Top 5 NFC North players current and all time. Good lord. I
Ooh.
don't think any current ones are making the top 5 all time. So
No.
I don't.
Not
Oh
a
wait,
one.
current. Oh, is she asking for top 5 current and top 5 all time?
Yes, that's
I
I
think
would
she might
assume.
be.
yeah, that's yeah.
Well, top 5 current is probably some combination of Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs,
No.
Justin Jefferson. Josh Jacobs is the top 5 player in the NFC North currently. He's better than any
No.
player the Bears have. Yeah.
I'm not saying there's any
Um,
Bears that should be, but I don't think
I
Josh
don't
Jacobs is
know
top
if he
5 now.
is. 'Cause
Jefferson, hold on. Jefferson, Penei Sewell. I'd take
Darrisaw.
Aiden Hutchinson over him.
Yep. Christian Darrisaw.
Darrisaw's another name I'd take over him. Hold on, let me. My brain's blanking on names. Hold on.
I mean, you could put him. I mean, maybe you could put him at 5. Maybe.
I'll tell you this right now. I don't think Josh Jacobs is better than any player on the Bears, but I'm not going to argue there's any Bears players that are going to go in that top 5. Like I
On the
think,
list of NFC North players, Josh Jacobs ranks higher than any Bear does by far.
I disagree. DJ Moore is
Who?
better.
I don't know.
I
I don't
have to
know.
agree, but it's
Josh
unfair.
Jacobs-
I am the resident
What?
Josh Jacobs hater. I hate Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
He's been the most overrated
I
running
know.
back in football for 5 years.
He was like top 5 at his position this past year, and DJ Moore wasn't.
Okay, DJ Moore
a
had to
long shot.
play in Hitler's offense. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that was the reason.
It was.
Wow.
Did you watch the Bears play? I know you don't always do that.
No, I know what you're saying, man. It's just a good player would overcome it.
I'm putting CJ
DJ Moore
Ham at
sucks.
5. Thoughts?
Sorry, I have to push narrative. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say CJ Ham's better than Josh Jacobs.
And what? Nothing.
Football.
What are you talking about?
Blocking.
Blocking, yeah. I
By a
guess.
long shot, he's better at blocking.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure that's true. At this point.
Oh,
Okay,
but
well-
no, going above Josh
Josh
Jacobs,
Jacobs
I
might
would
be the
put
best
Frank
blocker of all
Ragnow.
You're an idiot.
Undoubtedly,
Frank
I would
Ragnow.
put Frank Ragnow.
Yeah.
I think you can argue both of the other tackles for the Vikings and the Lions. You could argue Decker. You could argue Brian O'Neill because they are both top,
Okay.
at minimum, top 10 at their position,
I think
at a more important position. Congrats, Josh Jacobs had a good running
Positional
back year,
value is being in this. What?
as it
Okay.
always is
Okay.
when you talk about anything.
Jake.
I've-
There's two players blocking for Jacobs that I would say are or better football players than him.
Elkton
Like I'm putting
and who?
Elton Jenkins and Zach
Oh.
Tom over him, dude.
Okay. I know you don't always watch the Packers. Tell you what, bro. Elton
Zach
Jenkins
Tom-
this year.
Okay, maybe this past year
no.
he wasn't great, but he was blocking for some bum named Josh. So like, what do you
Ooh.
expect?
Talking.
Damn, Jedi just got
What- dude,
called
this
out
is-
so
okay.
hard. God damn.
This is okay. Whatever. This has gone off the rails.
No,
But no,
realistically
This doesn't
though.
matter anymore.
Okay, no,
I'm done with
realistically,
this.
Justin Jefferson and Penei Sewell are the best players at their positions. So those two.
Mhm. Darisaw and Aiden
I-
Hutchinson are both top 5 at their positions right now. So
I don't know if I agree with Hutch being top 5. I'll give him top 10.
it depends on the qualifications for edge rushers are goofy and stupid. So I don't understand how we rank anybody anymore.
Okay, either way,
But,
it's
sure.
both very good players.
Yeah.
So there's 4, and then
I mean, Jacobs, I guess you can argue, but that wouldn't be the guy I'd argue for, is my
I was
bigger
gonna
point.
say from Green Bay, I'd sooner put in a McKinney or a Zach Tom. Those would be my two big names that I'd argue for Green Bay. I think those are the two best players on the Packers right now. Hell, I'd even say Kenny Clark over Jacobs.
All right, let's do our all times because we're all going to be very different, I'm sure.
Yeah, should we just do that? Hold on, real quick. Do we just want to do that? We each do our own top 5.
That was what I thought we were doing.
Okay.
Because trying to come to a
Okay.
consensus is not going to happen.
Word.
So if we want to start with current, I'm going to go Jefferson at 1, Sewell at 2, Darisaw at 3, Hutch at 4. You know what? I'm going to Frank Ragnow at 5, probably. He's so good. I hate him, but he's so good.
For me, I would go Jefferson, Sewell, and then Darisaw. I'm gonna say Brian Branch,
Sure.
and then
Is Bro going to leave out Hutch? He's trying to.
I'm trying to convince myself. Oh, Jalen Johnson.
You know what? That's actually fair.
Jalen Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back to
Yeah,
the
we
better than
have-
anyone on the Bears thing.
Yeah.
Nope. Jalen Johnson exists.
Jake, what's your top 5?
I don't know.
Wha-
Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
And 4 other players, I would say. Probably is a good list.
Word.
Fair enough, I guess.
Okay. What about all time then? There's a lot more subjectivity to this one, I think.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Bart Starr, Don Hudson, and Sterling Sharp.
Okay.
I'm going out of my
No,
way to
Walter-
put no quarterbacks.
Walter Payton, Dick Butkus, Brett Favre, Barry Sanders, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I'd say Peyton Butkus, as much as I hate him, Rodgers, Barry, and AP.
I was gonna say I
I
was
was trying to think of a Viking. My brain was blanking.
I don't want to go with a quarterback. I mean, just because sure, Rodgers is top 3 probably, but I'm just not going to list a quarterback. So I'm going to say Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Adrian Peterson. I'm not giving an order. I don't care. Mix
Yeah, I
them.
wasn't either.
Then I'm gonna go Sterling Sharp, and then I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Randy Moss just for funsies. Give it to Randy.
Word.
My brain was also thinking like Chris Carter, Alan Page. Like there were other names. I'm just gonna give it to Randy because the GOAT. So
Yeah.
yeah. But of course, Rodgers should be there. I just putting quarterbacks in that list is always so lame because like technically you could just like name the 5 best quarterbacks and then go, but they're quarterbacks, and I hate that.
Right.
So
That's why I only did Rodgers.
yeah,
So I feel like he's pretty clear the best NFC North quarterback ever.
yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
But we can take solace in the fact that he's a terrible person.
Yeah. What's next, Jakey boy?
I don't know. Top 5 NFC North uniforms.
I've been thinking about this one, and I still don't know. It's all uniforms, even if the team only wore them once. That is what her tweet said. So
I've got mine,
Okay.
I think.
go ahead.
The bias, I'm putting the Packers just home jerseys in there because they're my favorite because I'm
Sure.
biased. The Bears navy and orange.
Which navy and orange?
The like navy jersey that's only orange, like orange numbers and orange stripes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best jersey in NFL history. That's my favorite.
I don't know
ever.
what I don't know what years they wore these total, but the Barry Sanders era's Lions jerseys are dope. The Vikings 2000s purple on purple. The ones that they've worn recently. I don't know if they've worn those recently. Purple on purple. I really like the purple combination for the Vikings.
Like with the
all
white
purple look for the
side,
Vikings.
or just like the current all purple, because those are very
You
different.
mean like the color rush?
Ooh,
I'm talking the color rush. All purples.
Well, I swear you said 2000s, and my brain was thinking of the big white panel on the side, and I hated those. Mostly because they made me look extra fat, and I hated it.
Then the classic Vikings home uniforms,
Okay.
like the 1970, the 1990 ones, whatever those ones were.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, my number one is the Bears navy with the solid, like, orange numbers too. Those are my favorite uniforms ever. I would say I like the Vikings like Chris Carter era, but the away specifically.
Yeah,
Those are my favorite Vikings uniforms.
valid.
Lions, I really like their black alts from like Stafford and Megatron's time. Let's hear that's what 3. Bears home uniform, very biased, obviously. I don't know. Has there ever been a Packers uniform I like?
I have been trying to think about that, and I don't.
If I wasn't a Packers fan, I wouldn't have put the home uniform.
I was gonna say,
the list.
like bias aside, I just don't like the color.
They're good uniforms. They're just not top 5 uniforms in the NFC all time.
They're iconic.
They are not bad uniforms, and they got a lot of rich history.
Right, yeah, there's a lot of history with them. I just really don't like the color green. It is my least favorite color. And it's not because of the Packers. I just don't
I actually really like not that they're top 5 all time in the NFC North, but I do like their white out with the white helmet. I think that they did a good job with those, like the current white out ones.
Fair.
Yeah, but I'm a sucker for the white out. I'm a sucker for the white out color.
I don't like any
even
like
the Bengals
solid
one
color.
is good.
I don't fuck with solid color uniforms. I like some variation. Like I don't want my top and my pants to be the same color. I don't like that.
What was the Bears color rush back in the day? All orange?
It was all navy and I didn't like it. It was literally
Packers
just
was all white.
I'm cool when they go like white jersey, white pants, if they change up the sock and helmet most of the time. Like unless you're purely going for a whiteout look, I don't think it should be all white. And even then,
yeah, fair.
I struggle.
I guess as like a default 5th, I'd probably go with the Bears' current throwbacks, like the stripy ones.
Yeah.
the white jersey with all the stripes on it. So those, the Bears home uniform, the Bears navy with the orange numbers, and then the black Lions and the white Vikings like 80s, 90s
Yeah.
away uniforms.
I think it's mostly 90s, early 2000s, but dude, I
either
want the
way.
Vikings to get new uniforms so goddamn bad. Because I want them to do the current trend of like modern classic. Because I think they would look so much better.
I just want the Bears to bring back the navy with the orange numbers, dude. I
Valid.
would give anything.
Fair enough, dude.
What if they just go to that as their primary? Can I do mine?
Yeah. Yeah, I was
I
gonna say.
didn't know Geek didn't do his list
It's
yet.
because I took
No,
so
but
long
I
with
mean,
mine.
you're not allowed to, but
Jeez.
I just didn't know you hadn't done yours yet.
So you guys weren't like putting yours in order, right? Am I supposed to come up with an order?
No, I
here?
don't care
I
about
didn't
the
do
order.
an order.
So
I don't care
the
about the
five
order.
total, I do agree with Miller. The like 90s Vikings white uniforms, the current like throwbacks the Vikings wear, I love them.
Yeah.
I would say the Bears throwback with the stripes. That's my favorite Bears uniform. Is the weird like.
I remember people
Shoulder stripe
hated
stripe.
them when they came out.
I loved
I
them
did.
the
I
entire
loved
time.
them from day one.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, they had Kyle Fuller and Tariq Cohen come out on like a fucking runway and model them, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah. I would also go the Lions like 2000s alternate black jersey. I think the thing that they did then that is why I don't love their new uniforms so much is the new ones have like no accent colors anywhere
Yeah,
ever, and it bugs me.
they're
like-
minimalist. I hate
Yeah.
minimalism in jerseys. It's ugly.
Yep. So bad. And then actually I just liked that era of Lions uniforms because they used
Yeah.
black as an accent color as they should
Yeah.
have. Ugh, sorry, not important. And then the final one I'm gonna say I'm gonna go I really liked the Vikings whiteouts. I know you aren't a fan of the full whiteout, but I liked the Winter Warrior. That's what they had named it, I think. The Winter
Yeah.
Warrior uniforms were sick. I think it just made me realize I want the Vikings to use silver as an accent color more.
See, I don't like them for a different reason. It's because when I look at Harrison Smith, he just looks like a big blob. He blends
True.
in too
Yeah.
much.
He does.
All right.
It's
Before
same
the next
color as
question,
uniform.
I do have to make an unfortunate announcement for me. Timberwolves 131, Thunder 128. After being down by like 40, I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
we
we
jinxed it, I blame you.
outscored the Thunder 41 or sorry, 51 to
I don't
like
wanna hear it, man.
25 in the final quarter and
I don't wanna hear it,
overtime. Ugh, that's
Anyway,
your best team in basketball.
Here.
That's the best they can do.
On a brighter note,
It's what they get for having a Canadian as their MVP favorite.
dildo.
no.
Is it a
Damn it.
dildo?
One day.
You remember
No?
the
I
dildo
don't know
that
what
got
that
thrown on the
is.
Bills field? They kept calling it
Oh.
the dildo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, is
No,
it
it's not that.
specifically that one?
Imagine. If I had it wouldn't be in the quick ball, I'd have it on eBay, dude.
That's valid.
True. Is it sports related?
No.
Comics
Is it related to a movie?
What? Hold on. What did you say, Geek?
Comics related?
Not inherently, but I believe this character has appeared in comics.
Interesting.
Is it a character primarily just premiering in movies?
Primarily, no. In fact, I don't
TV
think he's ever been
shows?
in a movie. TV shows, yes.
Is this character from a sitcom?
No,
Is it
From a superhero TV show?
not superheroes.
From a like detective / mystery TV show?
No.
From an anime?
Star Wars TV
No.
show?
Star Wars.
Okay. Star Wars
Never appeared in a movie is interesting.
never
that
appeared
that
in a
means
movie.
I'm out because I am not caught up on the shows. I'm pretty much out. Is it from Andor? I'm just gonna try and narrow it on the
No.
shows.
I'm trying
I've
to think
never
of.
Skeleton Crew.
Is it just Baby Yoda?
It's not
Damn.
Grogu, no.
Not the
Um,
Mandalorian either.
It's not Mando, no.
Well,
Although I did get a Mando helmet.
Okay,
for
is
my
it
birthday,
an
like the Lego one.
animated show?
Yes,
So it's
Clone
is
Wars?
it Clone Wars?
he's from the Clone Wars. Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
a clone?
Never. Is it
Yeah.
just Captain Rex something?
Well, you're getting close.
Oh, it's
Is
not
it a
Rex.
very specific clone that Jake wouldn't know?
It's a clone that Jake would know.
Oh, you would know.
Cody's in a movie.
So who? Oh yeah, Cody is in the movies.
I'm just saying, Geek, you were really close. Just be a little more specific.
It's not Captain Rex. Is it the fucking Ahsoka version where he becomes Commander Rex? You piece of shit.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh,
You're going the wrong way with it. You said Captain Rex something.
Before you-
What something?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. You want? Is it his gun? His helmet? His
No,
fucking?
no. You're going way too far away. Stay at Captain Rex.
what?
Captain
We
Rex.
were.
Right. Captain Rex.
Is it?
And what
Is it
for?
Captain Rex in plain clothes?
No.
What do you mean in what form? I don't know. Oh my God. Are you really
Captain
gonna make
Rex
me
with his
specify
helmet off?
Lego? You fuck. Oh my.
Oh my god. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
It's like a Rex.
Jesus.
The goat.
This shit's rigged.
How you
Hate
got
this
it?
one.
I don't care.
It's rigged, even though I'm
God.
correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, Hammy asks,
No.
who is y'all's QB1 and where should they be taken? I have started scouting QBs legitimately, so I have my answer, but
I still haven't watched any QBs. I started with Lyman.
I haven't started anything. So I'm gonna
I'm
go
curious.
with, like I said when we did the mock draft, I'm going to base my entire opinion off of nothing. I got nothing. I kind of think this class sucks. I'm gonna just say Shador and probably shouldn't even go in the first round.
I was gonna say I haven't watched a single quarterback yet. I am still.
Just make a guess
I'm going
and feel dumb later.
Milrow.
There you go. Jake's gonna go Cam Ward.
Yeah, Cam Ward's too
'cause-
nonchalant, and Shador comes with too much baggage. I'm afraid.
It's fair.
the nonchalant thing is not a reason for him to not be
I wanted to
QB1.
say Milrow also
Um,
just because J-Pow's so high on him, and I just wanted to be like, that's literally my reasoning for why he was the first quarterback off the board in our mock last week. Was just
Yeah.
J-Pow's high on him, so fuck it.
Yeah, my QB1 is Cam Ward. Best playmaker out of the class, best arm, best thrower of the football by a wide margin.
Does he have the best
Also-
arm? I don't actually know.
Out of like
I can say
out of like the
this
top
confidently.
top 5 QBs in the class for sure.
I can say confidently QB1 is not Jackson Dart.
You sure?
No, it's not. It is not.
I've
No.
seen enough of
sucks.
Jackson
He's-
Dart through
Oh,
Twitter.
might
I've
not even
seen
be
enough.
draftable. Yeah,
I've
might not
seen
even be
enough, dude.
draftable.
My thoughts on Jalen
Um,
Milrow after the Oklahoma game. Ugh, that was tough.
Okay. This is a question for you specifically.
Okay.
Could be said about my team too, but it was only a your team. How does it feel to have one more ring than Geek's team?
It feels pretty good.
He didn't mention the fact that the Packers have 4 more because he's Grayson, but yeah. Yeah, how does it feel to have one more ring than Geek's team? That was a Grayson question. Sorry, I had to put it on the sheet. It was a question. I had to put it on the sheet. You want me to just ask the other Grayson question so I get the geek bullying out of the way?
Yeah.
This is the question, I guess, is for both me and Miller. How does it feel that you can imagine things?
Damn.
See, I hate that just because that's not how this works. I still imagine things. If I didn't,
you
how the
imagine
fuck could we
dragons?
play D&D? Sometimes.
Do you
we play
imagine dragging
D&D.
these nuts across your face?
All right, man. I haven't streamed in like 2 days. I forgot how to pay attention to the internet things, man.
Got
Ugh.
his ass.
You are like
Man,
the
I thought you
first
were going for
person
the
ever to
imagination.
get it.
I thought you were going for the
And get
low
me like
taper
that.
fade. I thought you were going for a low taper fade joke. That's even better.
No,
Oh my god.
no, that would have been massive.
You know what else is massive?
My
Geeks Goon
annoyance.
Street.
Anyway,
No.
Tarman wants to know who's most likely to be the Raiders QB next year. Sam Darnold, I think.
Uh,
I mean, if we're to do odds, I would say probably Sam.
ooh, I wonder, does Vegas have odds on that?
Uh,
I don't
I just want to see what they're saying.
know.
Vegas Raiders QB odds. Not Odeds, odds.
From 12 hours ago, Raiders quarterback 2025. Fans want JJ McCarthy.
Fans want JJ McCarthy.
I don't think that's an
So-
option.
This is from 2 weeks ago. Apparently, when it got announced that Rodgers was going to get cut, the Raiders were second in odds for that.
Yeah, I don't
Exploded.
know why. This really fucks with our show, man.
Jinkies.
I don't know. Do I switch the? Nope. There he is. Gotta turn on your camera.
I did the thing that I'm known for doing far too
jaked it?
often. No, I was doing the thing where I close out tabs on my computer and just mindlessly
Oh.
did the Discord one.
Why is Discord in
Yeah,
a
that thing-
tab? Why do you not have it downloaded?
As an app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I always have to be the one who looks up NFL scores to yap about them.
So you can have
so-
the app open in the background.
Maybe I want to see you guys.
Aw.
So
I
then
wanna
bring
see
it to the
Miller.
foreground after you look it up.
Why are you
The
talking about his
same way you're
foreskin?
doing with tabs.
I'm
Nope.
circumcised, bro.
You still. Oh my god.
I don't have as much though.
Jeez.
How much of that is getting cut out?
Are you gonna edit this? Cause I'm fucking not.
I was gonna say everything
None
that's
of
been said in
it.
this episode is staying.
Word.
This is the most raw.
No,
When I
think
almost hit the
honestly-
Gone Forever Aaron Hernandez joke earlier, now I just hit it. It's staying now. I stopped myself because I was like, Gone Forever
Bigger
Aaron.
Bigger derby.
Uh.
I
don't even
guess
remember
if
what
I had
question
to
we were on.
the
Raiders QB,
quarterback
yeah.
next year. If I had to pick, I'd say Shador.
You think that's the highest odds?
It's
No.
either
Dude, I
Darnold
gotta
or
read
Shador.
this fucking JJ
Yeah.
McCarthy fucking thing though now. I'm so
Fans
They're-
want him.
I'll
Fans
guarantee-
want
tough.
him.
I'll guarantee it's like fans think Tom Brady can develop him. Like I'm sure he could if he got his hands on him, but that's never gonna happen. What if the
Fans would
Vikings-
approve. Wow. Oh, they ran a vote, and 71% approved of a McCarthy trade. I don't think they would approve of what you'd have to give up.
What if the Vikings got a low taper fade?
That would really suck.
suck. Anyway,
Imagine the
Um,
mascot, but with a low taper fade.
I don't want to.
now that we're doing Darnold landing spots, I guess we'll just get this question out of the way. Adam wants us to predict these landing spots for these QBs. So I'll just go down the list.
Okay.
Stafford. Where do we think Stafford plays next season?
Did you see Stafford's odds at least yesterday?
No.
Probably the Rams, to be honest, but it doesn't.
The leading
or the
odds,
Giants.
the odds leader to get Stafford was the Vikings. I was
Big time.
very confused.
Big
I
time.
don't know how.
JJ McCarthy learns. He learns. He
I hope
learns.
Yeah.
not. I
You can't
hope
beat him.
not.
Join him.
Please no.
Why? He did beat them. If you can't beat them, sign them in free agency. There it is.
Now the odds say, just for
Shit about odds
clarity's
with the
sake.
Giants.
Well, no,
Giants.
this article is from February 23rd at 9 a.m., so yesterday morning. The Vikings have the highest odds, then the Giants, then the Raiders, then the Colts, then the Jets.
I got the Giants in this one, to be honest.
If it's not going to be the Rams, because I honestly
Yeah.
am not fully convinced the Rams are going to trade him. If it's not going to be them, then I would probably say the Giants.
I think it'll makes more sense for it to be the Raiders just because of their coach, but the Giants don't have a single piece that makes me think they add Stafford, they win 5 games. Cool.
That's
Yeah,
not.
right. But
Yeah.
the thought process is you have a GM who's on his last legs, a coach who's on his last legs.
The coach is fully convinced that his
Just
offense
get a
can
guy
work
who
if he
will
has-
win you some games.
Right.
Yeah,
I
He's
get
fully
that,
confident
but
that
I
his
just-
offense can work if you get a guy with the pulse. Like, I'm
Stafford's
not saying
also
that the
getting a
Giants-
say in where he goes. I don't think he would ever in a million years agree to go to the Giants.
Right. Well, Stafford's big thing is he wants one last payday.
I guess that's
And if the
fair.
Giants are willing to
Giants
pay
will probably
him,
shell it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would.
that's fair.
'Cause Stafford's got his ring. It's not like he's got a legacy chase anymore. Like, he got the one ring you need to be considered an all-time great.
It's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's just, what,
Speaking
like
of guys with-
37 and once paid.
Yeah. Speaking of guys with one ring, where do you think Aaron Rodgers plays next year?
Guantanamo Bay.
It doesn't. I don't know what team
Yeah.
wants to put up with him.
I think Aaron
Shitty.
Rodgers retires.
I
Yeah,
think
That's my prediction. I think he calls it quits.
if I'm picking a team, I'm gonna say the Steelers.
It's probably the Steelers if he goes to a team. But
Yeah,
I think
I know
he's
doubt that, but I
probably
think,
donezo.
I think he said Shady Oaks.
Probably.
Kirk O'Chains. Where do you think he
Real
ends
quick,
up?
the highest odds for Rodgers is the Rams.
No, whatever. Odds are stupid. Clearly, they're back to back wrong.
Yeah,
Cousins,
Cousins?
I think- the Steelers guy. To be honest,
Probably.
I think
Arthur-
Cousins is the Steelers
Arthur
guy
Smith, I think, would look at him and go, I can make him Tannehill.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Or just be
Yeah.
like, ooh, better Tannehill.
Right.
Right.
The idea being
Yeah.
I've ran with the
And
quarterback.
certainly
like,
better than
before.
whatever the non-Fields and Russ option is. So, yeah, I would say
Duck Hodge is back for round 3.
Let's
exactly.
go.
Speaking of Fields, I think we kind of talked about
We
him
said the
earlier, but I'm
Jets.
gonna go Jets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Darnold. I guess I'm selling the Raiders for Darnold. To be honest.
If Stafford gets
yeah.
traded, Rams. If not, Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fair.
Agree.
He'll definitely be with McVay.
Or
and then-
I'm gonna throw it out there just because money. Tennessee is still.
It could
I
be
think
in
there's
there
a real shot.
in the mix
Just
for
because
him.
he's
Yeah.
young,
Well,
and I
yeah.
think it's easy to look at Darnold and be like, he might be better than the QBs coming out in this class. And then if you
Yeah.
sign Darnold, you can trade number 1 for a haul and try to really build your team. That I don't think it's smart. I just think that there's a world.
I'd love for the Titans to go get Darnold and then suck. I'd love for Darnold to
Yeah.
suck after getting paid by the Titans. That would be so cool.
That'd be tough, but
but-
yeah.
And then the final guy on Adam's list for us is Russell Wilson. I don't know who wants
The
him.
Raiders.
To be honest, it's probably the Raiders for a Pete Carroll reunion, if Donald's a Ram or a
Yeah.
Titan.
Or the Steelers, or just back to Pittsburgh.
It could
I
be
guess.
the Titans. They need a quarterback
Okay,
still. Like,
wherever Kirk and Darnold don't go,
Yeah, pretty
He's-
much.
probably Cyrus. Yeah.
he's the like, all right, we'll take this one, I guess. The consolation curse, if you will.
I asked him to clarify, and he really didn't. But this question is just: which teams do you think will draft a running back this year? And I said in the first round or in general, and he said in general.
In general, all of them probably.
So I'm gonna say probably 19 or 20 teams take a running back.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
I'm gonna
like
narrow
first
this down
couple
to
of
first
rounds.
round.
I'm gonna say first two.
First 2 rounds, I would say the Cowboys, the Raiders, and maybe the Chargers, depending on what Dobbins' situation is. But they might focus elsewhere. But definitely, I think the Raiders and the Cowboys are locks, I would say.
Yeah,
Those two just had abysmal
I-
running back rooms this past year.
I'm gonna throw the Bears out too
And-
if they manage to land Trey Smith.
In the first 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
With is DeAndre Swift gone?
I would. So I would imagine, given the fact that Swift has already been forced out of a Ben Johnson offense once,
I guess that's true.
and if he's
Yeah.
given the opportunity to get like a Genty or a Hampton or a Caleb Johnson or whoever, I would imagine he'd be very okay with going. You know what? I'll take one of
Yeah.
those. Or even like, as much as I like Roshan Johnson, I could very much see him being like, Swift can be our Gibbs, whatever. We need a Monty. We don't have like the engine of our offense, and going for a guy in that regard.
Oh. I think the Vikings
Vikings
are there too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the thing with the Vikings is I think they only go running back realistically if they trade down and acquire some other picks.
Yeah.
If they're picking at whatever 24 or whatever it is, I think they end up going corner or D-line. Or like if magically Tyler Booker falls.
No,
Yeah.
you'll take
The Broncos
Dude.
Ooh,
definitely
Denver,
should be
yeah.
in the market for a running back, for a
Yeah.
Hampton or a Johnson. Probably not a Genty, but a Hampton or a Johnson or Scatabo.
One of
uh,
the dudes from Ohio State. Or there's two in this year's class, right?
I don't know if both of them declared. Fabian Henderson definitely is. I don't
Henderson,
remember if
yeah.
Judkins did.
I don't. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think Judkins did. I don't know. I haven't watched running backs yet.
No.
Both
I
really
watched
good, but
Gentry,
yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah, so that's that question, I guess. Last, I think, I don't want to lie, yes, last Grayson question. How would you guys fix the All-Star Games / Pro Bowl in each sport? MLB doesn't need fixing.
Nope.
The NHL doesn't need fixing anymore because the Four Nations tournament is fantastic. The NBA, I don't know what to do with the NBA because it's horrendous.
I have a suggestion.
What?
Okay, first thing, 3-point contest and dunk contest. I
Stay.
think they need to make it so only people who are selected to the All-Star teams get to participate, with one exception.
Zach McClung?
Yes,
Yes.
you keep McClung.
You can't keep
And
McClung
then-
out of it, dude.
Right,
No
you
way.
keep McClung, and then you have, just imagine McClung, he's like the god of the dunk contest now, right? Imagine
Maybe.
him going up against Anthony Edwards and LeBron and whoever else.
Dude,
you
I
wanna
would
put
give
in there.
anything to see LeBron
Well,
do
here's
one
the
dunk
thing.
contest ever.
The
Come
reason
on.
why those
Right.
guys don't do it is not because they haven't been chosen. They don't want to.
Yeah.
No, I know, but
They
I'm saying
hate
like
the all, I
They
don't know
need
why
a
they hate it,
real
but-
Bro,
reward.
right. I
for
was
winning.
gonna say that was
Yeah.
my next point.
Maybe
the
stop
All-Star
having it
game of the
sponsored by
NBA,
Kia. Like
they need either an incentive or, for lack of better words, a punishment.
Yeah.
Like I would
If
honestly
you
be very
lose the
okay
dunk
with
contest, your team drops 3 spots.
Well, no,
in the
it's if you
standings.
like
I wasn't gonna
refuse
say
to
that.
participate. If
you
you're
get
like
fined.
right
Oh,
and truly refuse to participate. I know people were mad at LeBron and Anthony Edwards for not playing in the
But they were
All-Star game when
hurt.
they were hurt.
Well, LeBron
Yeah,
was
that's
hurt.
different.
So was
yeah.
Ant.
Yeah,
He was hurt too,
But I'm
and he
saying
was
if you
like, "I'm not
just-
playing."
yeah. If you straight opt out, you should
Yeah.
be subject to a fine.
Yeah.
Just because if the league wants to take this seriously, you need the biggest and brightest
Yeah.
all the way through.
And
That's
then
the first thing I
for the
do.
game itself, it is literally just as
I
most things a
actually-
monetary thing. I think,
I actually
I have-
think that.
or go
Well,
the
I have a
baseball route.
solution. I have my solution for the NBA.
Hit it.
Okay.
4 nations. You just do an international tournament.
I-
like the
exactly.
NFL does.
Think the better
You just-
answer is still do East-West and just do the baseball
Maybe.
thing. Make home court for the NBA Finals rely on the winner.
That could also
That will incentivize the
That's
players
true,
to
yeah.
play, because that's what baseball does. The World Series home field is decided by who wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that, but I think my preference would be like, imagine like, I don't know who the big 4 of international basketball. It's probably the U.S., France,
Canada.
whatever
Canada.
team, Canada, and then probably whatever team Jokic plays for the views. Serbia,
I
they're
could
actually
hon-
good.
But see, you're
But- I
leaving
could
out the
honestly
NBA
see
is too
them-
broad. You'd miss out on too many stars.
Yeah.
You,
so
you would
I
need a
think
bigger tournament than
instead-
4. Yeah.
Or you could do that. You could do like a big tournament. Or I know they kind of did it this year, but they butchered the execution. So you do the execution better. You do all stars, like American all stars. You do foreign all stars. You do like a rising stars team, because I know the NBA always wants to do the rising stars. Do that, and then make the 4th team like G League all stars or some shit.
Well, that's
And then
what
you
the
have-
Rising Stars kind of is.
Okay, well
To a degree.
okay, but I
Just do
Sure,
an
but
old
I'm
heads.
saying all-
Do regular All Stars, and then do what they did this year, and the old heads, the like
okay.
10 or what was the rule for Shaq's team, like 10-time All Stars or something. That was the
Whatever it is.
team, because it was like
Yeah.
Dame and LeBron and KD. It was like the old guard, and then you had
Yeah.
the regular All Stars, the Rising Stars,
Yeah.
and then the
Well, when I was talking rising stars, I just meant like players under
Curry.
like 24, 23.
gotcha. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Like,
But
Like I was thinking, like you get
Sure.
a team with like Wemby and other good young players. I don't know.
I'll
I'm not
just
gonna
say,
say
as
Wemby
far
on
as
my
like the
top,
actual
but
game itself goes, they're on the right track. They're
yeah,
getting somewhere. I
I
think
liked the
they
idea
just
this
they,
year.
they just need to start to shape what
And
what
then
they've
the
got
biggest
cooking.
thing, the biggest thing is they need to sit down and go, people are going to watch this event for basketball, not this is brought to you by Kia. This is brought to you by your mother.
Mm.
This is brought to you by, this is brought to you by. Cut down the ads,
Yep.
make
Mm.
basketball matter, and also just like make the games of basketball actual games of basketball.
Yeah.
But wasn't it like 8-minute quarters or some shit this
The
year?
quarters didn't even exist. It was just first to score
No, it's
40.
like it's
Either
first
way,
to
which
that's
is
40,
like
stupid.
the dumbest way to do it, because
If you were doing like 3-on-3, that would work. But we're
But
talking about like
Also,
actual
yeah.
all-star. Because weren't there guys that got to play like 3 total minutes that were
Yeah.
like legit all-stars?
Mhm. This is your reminder that Adam Silver is legitimately considering making that type of ending an NBA rule officially, like a first two target.
Oh my god.
Just there are internal conversations happening about that like every year, which is why they're testing it with the All Star. And Adam Silver's ultimate goal, I think, is to make that the NBA rule. Like just hit a certain target and you win, which I think would be
oh
horrible.
god, that would ruin basketball.
It would, yeah,
'Cause
but
then
it's definitely a possibility,
The
bro.
Timberwolves Thunder game from
That's
tonight
it's
just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
No, yeah, the
Which is
Timberwolves would just
stupid.
get blown out. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's way better basketball. Watching the team just fight their way back and holy
Yeah.
shit.
yes, oh for
Right.
sure.
Oh,
And then the NFL Pro
One more
Bowl.
thing I want to say about the NBA.
Yep.
When you're doing the All-Star game, find people to call it that actually care about basketball and aren't just going to go,
Yeah.
this product is shit every 5
that's
minutes.
the
We
biggest
don't want
thing.
Kevin Hart. We don't want Kevin Hart. We don't want Draymond Green. Get like fucking old head actual NBA players to come on and be like, these youngins are killing it. And get like,
I was gonna say,
I'm trying
don't
to think of a
just
good
go for
example.
old heads, because there's so many shitty
Well,
old heads. Go get
sure,
your
but
Allen
I'm saying,
Iversons
like,
who are actually like
right.
into the like they
Right.
have praise for the younger players. They don't just go, well, back in my day it was better. No, it wasn't. Shut
Right.
the fuck up.
They
Like,
should just have no commentators and mic every player up.
that would actually
Be
be kind
honest.
of sick.
They should just put
I
a mic
think
on
that would be
everybody.
a really
and,
cool alt broadcast.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
maybe not
least.
the main broadcast, but like I would just love
Like
to
a
hear like
league
the
pass
internal
type thing.
conversations. Yeah.
That would convince me to buy
the-
League Pass, I think. Just to
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be cool as hell.
yeah.
The NFL, I would say it's probably removing any sort of game aspect and just leading into the skill side of
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't
And if
care
you're
I would
about
say
gonna
just
do
have-
a Pro Bowl
it.
game,
Have one day of just a bunch of really fun skills games, and that's it.
but I think you
like,
should
it-
also make a punishment for guys like Josh Allen and
Opting
Lamar
out.
who were not hurt,
We just
opting
decide
out.
not to go. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
stupid. Because I'm sorry.
Yeah, because
Love me some
these are-
Drake
these are
May.
the reasons-
He does not belong
Listen,
at the
bro.
Pro Bowl this
Yeah,
year.
and like
He
Tyler
doesn't.
Huntley was a Pro Bowler like 2
Yeah.
years ago. Like
Yeah.
it just
Like, I don't
it always
want
results in bad players.
Yeah.
I understand at a certain degree you're looking at it like I don't want to go do something that doesn't matter and get hurt. But like at the end of the day, these leagues need, or I'm not going to say these leagues, the NBA and the NFL need to start taking their shit seriously because no one cares anymore. And the biggest reason they don't care anymore is because the leagues don't give a shit. They're churning these out just to kind of be like, look, we're still trying this fun thing. The players don't care. They don't care. The fans don't
Right.
care. It's a mess because there's no reason to care.
And it's tough because, well, the players don't care because a Pro Bowl nod doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like, but you made it that way. The Pro Bowl used to mean something. It used to
Yeah.
matter. I get it's always been fan voted, but like it used to still matter. Like, and it should again. And I think, I don't know if it's increasing what players are paid for making the Pro Bowl because they probably deserve more than what they're getting, especially with
Yeah.
the sponsorships the NFL sells for that game. But like, just go back to even if you want to keep it flag football, maybe don't do 7 flag football games and do it really weird. Just
Yeah,
do
yeah,
a
weird.
flag football game that is normal and
Yeah.
I think they should do away with fan voting. I know it's always
Oh,
been
for
fan
sure,
voted, but
yeah.
I think the internet has ruined any semblance of fan voting being able to be taken
That's fair.
seriously.
that's fair.
Because there's
Yep.
so many people that are going to look at it and be like, "Hey, wouldn't it be really funny if we voted Tyler Huntley in this year?" And I
Right.
know that's not how Huntley got in, but just like as an example,
Yeah.
like I just don't trust the internet to take things seriously.
but I also
think
just-
it
I've seen too many former NFL, like, because you leave it to the
Sure.
scouts or the front office guys, and I've seen too many of them be completely stupid
No.
also. So
And I
don't.
understand that, but they're probably. But if you give them reason to take it seriously, make it a
Sure.
prestigious thing again, at least they'll take it seriously. Even
Sure.
if they get it wrong, at least there was thought behind it. At
That's
least
fair.
they weren't trolling. At least it wasn't like, I'm going to vote this guy in because he made one play and I thought it was really funny. It's no, like, even if it's biased, right?
Yeah.
Say you give every coach so many votes, every quarterback so many votes, like they count for so much, whatever. Even if a coach goes, I'm going to vote for my left end, even though he only has 3 sacks this year, I've watched this dude every week get better, play his ass off, be a team captain, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, maybe he's not the most talented player and probably doesn't deserve to be a Pro Bowler, but at least that vote would like have a meaning as opposed to some dumb shit. Like it would be justifiable, it would be explainable. Because like we know even a professional committee is not going to get everything right. Like Josh Allen won MVP this year.
Right.
That wasn't something that a lot of people thought should happen. That was a professional committee voting seriously. But at least they have rationale. At least they're taking it seriously. Even if you don't agree with their rationale, you have to respect to a certain degree that they're taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And that's what the Pro Bowl needs to be. It needs to be serious, and it's not anymore. We need to go back to like early 2000s with I know they're kind of starting to get back there, but like the skills competitions, like the throwing competition that they used to do way back in the day where you can see like, I remember as a kid watching the one that had Rivers when he was on the not Rivers, Breeze on the Chargers, like shit like that. That's cool.
The distance
Give me
one was
relay
fun. I
races.
like the new one even. Like keep the.
Yeah.
I like some of the new games too. They're great.
Yeah.
Bring some of the
And
old
I
ones back
even-
though.
I even like the idea of like the fucking acrobatic catches as their version of the dunk contest. Like it's goofy, but that's fun. That's cool.
Yeah, but
Are you kidding
look
me?
at the receivers we got. Jamar and Justin Jefferson doing that every time is sick.
Right, exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Give us more of that and less of Drake May playing flag football.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
Real quick, Anthony Edwards blocked Shea's game-winning attempt.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a notification for that.
Nice.
I
just saw it.
Sticking with the Patriots, I guess, if we're slandering Drake May.
Well, we're not slandering Drake May. I love Drake May. I was just using him as an example.
If we're slandering Drake May for being a Pro Bowler, it wasn't his fault, man.
All right, man.
He went, and I don't know how he did, but he went. But yeah,
Did
who
he
should the
throw
Patriots
pick
pick?
six?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah. Who should the Patriots pick at 4? Will Campbell
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
Will
Ted.
Campbell.
If Will Campbell somehow goes in the top 3, which he definitely
Or
will.
Will Campbell. I don't foresee
Who
Will Campbell.
Bears
going
Twitter is
top
trying to tell me is a guard, which is not true at all.
Will Campbell,
He's
or
got
if
shorter
he's
arms.
gone,
That's
Travis
what it
Hunter
is.
for fun. Because
He's
one
not-
of those
I
two
mean,
will be there.
I don't. Oh, Will Campbell probably get taken by the Jaguars. Yeah, Travis Hunter probably.
I know
don't
you
know,
need a
I-
left tackle, but like,
Oh no, wait, the Jags are after them. The
Yeah.
Giants are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if somehow he went, Travis Hunter.
I'm not going Hunter.
Who are you going?
I'm whoever the best receiver is.
Ted.
And if I'm just saying that, like, that's not a shot at Hunter. He's going to the combine as a corner. It's clear he thinks that's going to be where he's best, and he's
Yeah.
going to play the majority of his snaps.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll be great wherever he goes. Just for my mind, for the Patriots, even if it's like you're drafting him, like, listen, he's still a weapon for Drake, but he's going to primarily be a superstar on defense. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm worried about as much talent around Drake. I don't want somebody who's going to play 33% of snaps around Drake. I want somebody who's going to play 95 plus snaps around, or 95% of snaps or more around Drake. So, you know, whether it's Ted
Yeah.
or Luther Burden or whoever your top receiver is, I'd take them over Hunter. Even though I get what Geek's getting at, like, you got him both ways. It's just,
Yeah.
at least from Hunter's perspective, it looks like he wants to be more of a defender.
Well, I
So
think
for
he
me,
wants
with
to
the
do
Patriots, that
both.
would-
I think it's just more of a if he tests as a corner, because receiver is the easier position to play. If he tests as a corner and a team is going to force him to do one, he's going to show this. He's going to try to show his skill at the harder position to
Sure.
increase draft stock.
So let me
There's
put
also
it this
more
way.
questions on him as a corner, whereas you know what he is as a receiver.
Right.
So that's
I'm
my
just putting
thought.
it this way. From sure, and that might be the case, but I'm just saying, like, from my point of view, everyone and again, I haven't watched him yet, but everyone I've heard talk about him is honestly, I've seen more people say that he's going to be a good corner than he is a
He is.
receiver.
Yep.
And if that's the case, then like I'm not with the Patriots. I don't want somebody that's playing both ways. I just want a receiver. I just care about Drake. Whereas a team like the Giants, where you just have holes everywhere, take Travis and put him
Get a guy
somewhere.
who goes both. Yeah.
Like that's a completely different situation. But for me with the Patriots, you just got to get everything you can around Drake ASAP.
Yeah.
Fair.
Sticking with the who should somebody take in the first round, Geek, who should the Vikings take in the first round?
Fent.
It's not Fent Jr.
I
Bust.
don't.
Not Fent Jr.
I
Bust.
don't
Third.
think they should pick anybody in the first round. I think they should probably trade out.
Caleb Johnson.
You're gonna
That's who,
Yeah,
that's who you picked in the mock
right.
draft last week.
If they stay and Genty is already gone, which he will be, Caleb Johnson. That's who I'm until something very clearly changes my mind, I'm gonna keep saying Caleb Johnson. Which something probably will. I have watched all of no prospects yet, so
Probably, yeah. We have 2 questions left. One of them is, out of the NFC North teams, which one has the most amount of work to do in the offseason?
of the NFC North teams,
Chicago.
yeah.
For sure, Chicago.
You have to build your trenches
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
both sides of the ball. Like that's
They have the
have
weakest
to
set of
find another
trenches
receiver.
in the division, probably, yeah.
especially because like I'll put it this way. I look at the Bears right now. I think you have one offensive line spot solidified for the next decade with Darnell Wright.
Yep.
And then on the defensive line, I think Javon Dexter's shown you enough to say that, okay, I'm comfortable with him as my starting 3 tech.
Yep.
I think you can, obviously you have Montez, but you need another nose tackle because Billings isn't getting any younger. He can't stay healthy. And his contract's going to be up. You need someone opposite Montez, especially after cutting DeMarcus Walker. And then you need to figure out, at minimum, the entirety of your interior offensive line because Devin Jenkins is a free agent. And I don't foresee him coming back. I think I'm a Braxton Jones apologist. I think you can get away with Brax as your left tackle next year. I don't think he's like a franchise tackle, but I think you could do a lot worse.
Sure.
So I don't think left tackle is like a dire need. But at minimum, you need to replace 3 of your 5 starting offensive linemen, and that's a giant hole.
My brain
Yeah.
just always goes with you, like, just as watching the Vikings because of Darisaw, Brian O'Neill, and really looking at it last year. If you get both tackles short up, it makes the guards' jobs easier.
Oh, yeah.
So, because Blake Brendel with Darisaw in the lineup was a top 10 guard last year. The minute Darisaw got injured, he was one of the 5 worst in the league. It changed so much. So, I get that maybe left tackle isn't the Bears' biggest need, especially on the offensive line. But if you can get a Darisaw level guy, like if Will Campbell's there, you have to.
Absolutely.
I don't care.
That's different. I'm just talking about I don't view left tackle as a need,
Sure,
but it is certainly an upgradable position.
And if there's a good enough guy, you almost have to, just because it fixes a lot of, it masks a lot of other holes.
Right. Yeah. If Will Campbell's there at 10, then absolutely you do that. You don't think twice about it. I'm just saying, I don't view this as okay, Campbell's off the board. We got to reach for one of 5 left tackles immediately at 10, or we got to go shell out a bunch of money for a mediocre left tackle in free agency because we don't have one. I think you can get away with Braxton Jones, and then if you can upgrade, you do it. But
the Packers need, they need some edge rushers probably, but I think they're banking on a Gary bounce back and a
biggest thing is a corner and a receiver,
right? Which are pretty simple to at least start trying to find. And then the
both
Vikings
of those classes are deep this year. So
and then the Vikings need the same thing as the Bears to a degree, but they're a little better off because they already have more pieces there. They have the tackles, they have the edge rushers. So yeah, you're building the interior, but again, it's a little easier to do when you have more of the pieces. So I'd say it's got to be the Bears. The Lions don't
It's the
need
Bears.
to fix much. They just have to hope they need help defensively, but the bigger concern for them is, will their coaching take a drastic hit?
Yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, final question of the mailbag. Build a starting NFL offense only using people you know on the internet.
Are we going all together, or are we?
I would go consensus.
All right,
Us
let's
doing
go
it individually
consensus.
wouldn't take too long.
I think the easiest position to do is quarterback, because we know
The head
somebody who.
No, the easiest is head coach, and that's J Powell. I think.
Sure.
I think J Powell should coach.
But no,
Yeah.
I think the easiest
Wonder
is
at
quarterback, because
quarterback.
Wonder's won awards for that, so he can have quarterback.
Miller at fullback, if we're including
Sure.
ourselves. Miller
Fuck
at
it.
fullback.
Yes, I'll kick. Let's go.
Equal kick.
Okay.
I guess it's not technically offense, but equal kick.
Yeah.
Patrick, no huddle NFL. He
Where
played
does he
center.
play?
Cool.
Okay, we'll have him snapping the ball
Yeah.
to Wonder. Okay.
I don't
who else do
remember
we know on the
what
internet?
position he played. Hold on.
Jarrett's fucking massive and can play tight end.
Garrett's massive.
He's like
I did not know
6'4",
that.
dude.
Really? I don't think I've
Compared to
ever
us,
seen. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of him
Let me
standing up.
rephrase
To
that.
be
He
honest.
shouldn't be tight end. He should be a receiver because he's lanky, but he's like 6'4". He's tall.
I did not know that. Okay, yeah, we'll have him one of our receivers.
Which Sam in the same boat. Sam is also very tall. He's not coordinated, but we'll trick him into thinking we got some crazy tall receivers.
Is Sam lanky? Is he?
He's
got
got a
length
little
to him?
more bulk to him.
So maybe he's a tight end, or is he not? big
Maybe.
enough to
Yeah,
be a
I
tight
think
end?
we can put Sam as an inline tight end.
Okay, Sam at a tight end. We got one receiver in Jarrett.
I know another
I don't
offensive
know.
lineman. I just don't know where on the O-line
Caleb
he
was the
played.
guard.
Caleb
So
played a
we'll
guard,
put Caleb at
played
one of the
guard.
guards. So Sasquatchy, as a streamer I know, he was a starter in college that got hurt. So he is going to be on our O-line. I just don't know if he was a tackle or a guard.
Okay.
I would my assumption is tackle because he's 6'8". So
I'll put a tackle.
we'll
We have a tackle. We have a
he's our
guard. We
left
have a center.
tackle.
So we got
still need
him
a
and
running
Caleb
back.
blocking down the left side.
Yeah.
We need a running back still. We know any speedsters?
Who's the fastest person we know? It's a good question. Probably Wonder.
Because here, we just running the wing tee.
Maybe.
We might, yeah. Who actually? I don't know. I'm trying to think of who else that we know that were athletes
Right.
or are currently athletes.
Yeah.
Grayson played in high school. He was a linebacker, I think, though.
Oh God, we have to
Offensively,
come
that
up
would
with a
translate to, like,
defense
tight
too. Fuck.
end.
No,
No,
he
he
just
said
did
offense.
Just
Oh,
offense.
okay, good.
We
Good.
could probably
Good
get away with
offense.
Grayson as like a guard that we just run away from.
Yeah, if we
We're
got
just
Caleb on the
killing
left
our
side,
right side. All
if
right.
we got Caleb on the left side, yeah, we're just gonna run HB stretch to
Yeah.
the left every play. I
Oh,
think. Yeah.
We need another tackle. Who do we know that's tall?
I was gonna say Nicole does a lot of like marathons. She could be a back
Yeah.
Put her
or like
back. You can put
or
her
a
back.
slot receiver.
Are we
'cause she's
actually
tiny.
putting ourselves on this team? Because if not, I know who should actually be our fullback because he played fullback.
Who?
Hoon.
Hoon played fullback?
Mhm.
Goat shit.
So I think as long as you're okay with that, we should put the guy who actually played the
Honestly,
position there.
If we're gonna be realistic, we should put Hoon at fullback, and then me and Grayson can be the other guard and tackle because I played
There you go. There you go.
offensive tackle.
If we're putting ourselves out there, Jake, how are your hands?
Good.
Okay, you can be
Very good.
like the other receiver. You can be our, the little slot guy. I'm gonna go. I know I'm not tall enough to go tight end, but that's where Wonder wanted me in high school. The coach just didn't want to put me there. He wanted to make me
So
play a line.
you'd be more of like an H back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it was mostly because I could catch. That's why Wonder wanted me to exist out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have to explain what an HVAC
No,
is.
yeah.
You know
No,
what
I
an
got you.
HVAC is.
Yeah. But like that's why he
Um,
wanted me, and then the coach was like, "No, we're gonna force him to be an O lineman," and I was like, "No,
Yeah.
I don't have the like pure aggression in me it takes to be an offensive lineman."
Okay, so our line is Patrick, Patrick, Grayson, Caleb, me, and then your streamer
Sasquatchy.
friend.
Yep.
And then Sam and you at tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Jake and Jarrett as our two of our receivers. And then Hoon at fullback, Wonder at quarterback, Nicole at running back.
Yeah.
Do we want a third receiver?
Steven asked the question, so we should just like throw him in as our third
Yeah, Steven
receiver.
could be the slot
Let's throw him
receiver.
in as our slot receiver, just so
Okay, we still need
he gets included.
another.
Jarrett's our X,
I wanna
Jake, your RZ.
I want a speedy. I mean, Nicole maybe.
Nicole, I feel like Nicole's
already a running
got
back,
more
though.
of like she's got like a change of pace vibe. I feel
Yeah,
like
we
she's
need
got
a-
a big like she's got James Conner energy.
Yeah, that's true.
We need our. I don't know.
We need a Tyreek or like a
Yeah, we need a
somebody's got to take the top off. Yeah, I don't know if we know any speedsters. Is J Pal fast?
I mean, I was gonna
We
say
put him
Wonder
at-
might be the
we put him
fastest
at
guy we
receiver.
know.
Yeah, but he's the only
He's our
quarterback.
quarterback.
Let me I have an idea. Let me hop on the alt here.
Oh, good
Twitter.
call. I'm not logged in on mine, so it's all up to you.
So I'm gonna take a look at the people that we like know. Take my glasses off so you don't see any reflection just in case.
What are you doing on your alt?
Nothing crazy. I just don't want to air anyone else's
Oh,
alts
I
because
see.
a bunch of other people
That's fair.
follow me on their alts. Question.
Don't like how this is starting.
My dad follows all of us. And my
No, he
dad was
doesn't.
like, I know he at least follows Geek. And he follows me.
Great, dude.
I don't think I knew that. That's
Okay.
terrifying.
Impressive.
Good to know.
Well, my dad doesn't use Twitter. He hasn't
Fair.
used Twitter in like a year, but he does follow us.
Interesting.
My father is like an all-state level. Technically, he was a fullback, but he could play tailback.
Might
You're
have to
saying
be
we
the
put
answer.
we put him at halfback and Nicole as the last receiver.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, if we just want to run like Hoon blocking for my dad.
That would be sick. I'm in for that. I'm in for that.
Incredible.
I was
trying to
gonna.
think.
I pulled up my following list and I was just gonna say the first name,
Yeah.
but I don't think it'll work.
I'm scrolling through my following list, like
Unless
my
we-
mutuals list.
Unless we
That's
want
what I'm doing.
unless we want Sydney Sweeney
Rex
as
could
our
work.
as our take the top off.
But I don't think either
receiver.
of you even kind
Okay,
of know of him.
okay,
So
Jake. I heard what you just said.
I didn't. I'm
Oh.
glad.
I didn't. Okay, well I didn't mean it like that, but now I kind of do.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
Now that you mentioned that,
Um,
you can. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it again.
nope.
This goes to the grave.
You
Miller.
don't know either of that. Neither of you know him, so probably can't go there.
I'm okay with running David's dad for
I
the sake of
think-
time. At this point, at the sake of time, let's just run David's dad out there.
All right.
And Nicole at our speedster receiver.
Yeah.
I feel like we're forgetting somebody major, and that's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
tough.
I've seen Sam move. I feel like if you told Sam there was like the concept of a certain texture in the end zone, he'd be able to get there pretty quickly.
The concept of a texture is insane.
Yeah, I feel like if you hit him with that, he'd want to go investigate. He'd be able to get downfield pretty quickly.
Anyway, that's that I believe is the end of our mailbag, and that's the end of our show. So, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Run the North podcast. If you did enjoy it, you listen on Spotify, give us a rate and a review over there. If you're watching over on the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, David can help grow the show, and we'll see you guys next time.
I forgot to hit the thing. Bye.